Car Nakamura here again. I've been away for a little bit, but I'm back now. I'm gonna play some knockouts. So let's see who's online to start with. Okay, it looks like everyone's playing at the start. Okay, I'll just start by playing some random people then, just to get the flow of everything going. So yeah, all right. So I'm playing this artificial selection guy, maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. So okay, so I played e4. I'll see what he's gonna do. Unfortunately, it looks like he's not here, so I'm gonna abort that. All right, let's see. So I see some guys in like the low 2500s who are on. That's not overly exciting. I'm gonna wait to see if one of these top guys finishes like Daro or Dimitri. One of these guys, or Yakov maybe if he's around as well. Ibrahim writes, Naka looking rough. Maybe my hair's a little bit out of it. I've been a bit busy. I was asleep a little bit earlier, so I just woke up. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so I'll play this FM Gabriel Cardoso. Looks like he's from Venezuela. Okay, so I'm gonna play e4, g6, d4, knight c3, d5. I'll just play e5. You can take with the pawn. Taking with the knight's not best because then black would play c6 and win the pawn on d4. Okay, c5 I'll take. And I will try to pay attention to those of you here in the chat when I have the chance. E6. I'll play f4. Knight d7. I could play b4 or knight b5. Actually, knight b5 looks pretty strong. I'm gonna give back the pawn, but I'm gonna get a check. And then he's gonna have to move his king off of f8. So let's see if he takes the pawn. Probably he will. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, knight h6. I'll check. King f8. I'll play b4. Protect this extra pawn here on c5. If a5, I'll play c3. So let's see. Okay, so what did he just do? He just took on e5. So, and if I take queen h4, g3, queen b4, this looks a little bit wrong. Okay, he's going to get pawn on b4, but do I want to make this interesting or do I just want to win this cleanly, I guess, is the first question. So I can play queen d2, queen h6 maybe. I'll play queen d2 just to see. So queen c5, I could take the knight. If I really want to be adventurous, it doesn't really seem right. So I'm just going to play a4 with the idea of putting the bishop on a3, putting pressure along this diagonal. So Bosa writes, Hikaru, is that an industrial-sized fan in your room? No, it's not. It's just a standard fan. I'll bring it over. It's just a standard Vornado fan for those of you who are wondering. So it just happens to blow my hair a little bit. Okay, so a4 plays d4, play knight f3, bishop a3 is the move. I think I'll just play knight f3, protect the pawn here on e5. And his knight on h6 is really misplaced now. It's going to be hard to ever win this e5 pawn without losing the knight here on h6. So king g8. Play knight e4, could take. I could play knight e8 maybe. I'll just play knight e4. Just play good standard moves. Someone said go into the microphone. Is the if you guys can't hear me very well, let me know. I'll turn up the volume. So queen d5, play bishop d3. Could play queen f4. A lot of attractive moves. I like queen f4 just to protect the pawn at e5 and also stop knight g4. Okay, so I just moved the fan a little bit more out of the way. If it's still too much, I can probably just turn it off or something. Unfortunately, I don't have a fan in here, but yeah. Okay, I'll just move it down then. Oh. Okay, so yeah. Okay, what did he just do? He played knight f5, played g4. G4, where's the knight going? It doesn't look like it has any squares. I'm just gonna play it. Knight e3. I'll just take. I'll play rook d1, threaten rook d8 check. He's going to go queen a5 check. I'll play c3, cut him off. Now he can't develop this bishop because the rook is covering this, this whole d file. And also his king, his rook, like pretty much all his pieces here are just very, very badly placed. So yeah, so I will be paying attention to the chat here quite a bit more, at least at the start, because I guess like Eric's not around right now to play with. So queen c7, could play knight f6, could just take the pawn on e3, play g5. I mean, I can pretty much do anything here. It's just a question of what makes the most sense. Now, I am up on time. I'm not up like an insane amount of time. But I think I'll just play bishop b5 here, stop bishop d7. He'll probably play a6. I'm going to go bishop e8, try to attack this pawn here on f7. Since it is one of the big weaknesses here in the position for black. So king f8. Oh, if I castle, I give him e2 or something. Fine, I'll just play knight d6. Queen c3, king e2. Threatening mate on f7. I'll just take the pawn. Queen b6 or queen c3. I'll just play king e2 back. He's kind of okay. So f5. I mean, it's a move. I'll just take. He takes g5, and it's pretty much over. So e5 just takes, and queen f7 mate. Okay, so it's a good start. Good start with a win. Okay, so second game d4. What do you guys want me to play? What should my first move be? I'll let you guys say in the chat what you want my first move to be here, and I'll play it. So for first 5 people who say a move, I'll pick whichever one is the best of the 5. Okay, so c5, d5, c5, Grunfeld, a6, a7. Okay, I'm gonna play c5, even though I'd much prefer it against e4 as opposed to d4. I'll just play c5. And Cardoso writes, "Master again." I don't think you realize that I'm streaming, so I was asking you guys what my first move was gonna be. So a6. This is an old Indian setup. Play bishop e7. Basically, with this pawn structure, you want to get the bishop outside the diagonal, or not diagonal. Sorry, you want to get it outside the pawn chain here if you can. So bishop e2. I'll just take. I'm going to play bishop g5. Probably exchange dark square bishops. I'll take. I'll play g6. Probably h4, h5. Fixed pawn structure now. Although now his bishop is behind his pawns, so there are some advantages for me here. So knight f6. Basically, I also want to see which way he's going to castle. Probably he'll castle short. Not certain, but I assume so. Okay, knight d1. I'll go king g7. Oh, so he plays rook g1. So he wants to try and attack me, which it's kind of ill-advised because king here is in the center, and the only way he's going to be able to attack is with some kind of g4. So I'll play rook c8 or not rook c8 or c4. I'll try to make it interesting. I'll play c4. Ah, so he plays b4. So he doesn't want to let me make it interesting. Fine, I'll force him. I'll insist and play c3. Sack another pawn. This sack is probably not good, but it's early in the evening, and I feel like taking some risks. So bishop d3, not grabbing the pawn. Now I'm going to probably play for f5. Yeah, I'll do it right now, in fact. f3, I'll take. Takes, I'll go back. Now he has to take. Now after rook c8, his pieces are a little bit... His pieces are kind of loose now with these pawns here. Like, he's going to have some issues here in the center at some point, I think. I mean, if I play badly, he'll just be up a pawn. But this does look pretty good for me. So knight d1, I'll take. If queen takes, I'll play knight f6, so he takes. Now I could play knight f6, and he has knight f2 or queen c7. I'm going to play knight f6. Basically, he's got this pawn structure that's not really ideal. So knight f2, I'm going to play queen c7, threaten queen c3. Forking the king and the rook. Now, if he's really bold, he'll castle. But even if he doesn't castle, c2 is also hanging here. So there are a lot of weaknesses here for white in this position. So rook c1. Now I'm going to play queen c3. Queen d2. Now, it feels like there should be something here for me, but I'm not seeing it right off. Maybe I just take and play knight d5 or knight d5 right away. I'll take right away. So now he's going to take with the pawn. I'll trade queens, and then his knight's going to hang on f2 at the end. I could have traded queens first and then played knight d5, but I thought he'd have knight d3, and I'd prefer this version of it. Although this is all really, really good, because now his pawns are just really, really bad. And this knight actually dominates the rook. Like, the rook can't go to b1 or d1 here. So I've got, like, rook c4 coming as well. Like, it's just everything's kind of hanging here. So g4. I'm going to play king h6. Normally I wouldn't play a move like this. I mean, probably I would just play, like, takes and king h6 there. But I feel like being prophylactic, playing nice smooth positional chess tonight, because now h4 is weakness. So, you know, so you see I've got c4. Now I've also got f4. So I'm like able to attack all of his pawns here. So knight d3. Now I could take the pawn, but I'm going to play rook c4. Just keep his king on e1. Now I'm going to take it with the tempo. Knight f6. Knight d5 is coming. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Rook f1. Now I could take the pawn on c2. So I have knight d5 check. So I will take, because I'm holding on to this knight d5 check or knight g4 check. And so this pin doesn't actually mean anything right now. So rook c1. Now I feel like there's mate. Mate in 2, right? Or mate in 3, sorry. Check, check. Rook e2. Check, and rook e2 checkmate. All right, so that's 2. So far, so good. All right, e4, g6, d4. We're probably going to play the same line. Maybe he's probably going to play d5. No, this time he's going to play d6. I'll play f4, play an Austrian attack. Now, it's interesting. He's going to try and play like I do, but normally I play b6, bishop b7, and here he hasn't played any of these moves, so it should be interesting to see what he wants to do. c5. Now, that looks kind of ugly. If I take, maybe check. I think I'm just going to... bishop d7. Okay, so that's a good move. I'm going to play e5. Bishop b5 probably was not the best move to play. So now I'm just going to retreat and basically say, I gave you a free tempo, but it doesn't matter. Even though it probably does. h4, not... Yeah, I'm going to play h4. I'm going to try to just attack him and just, like, basically mate him. So... Alright, bishop c6, all aboard, h5, just all in, go for the mate. Why worry? Rook d8, queen e2, probably he'll take. Plays knight f5, now I could take the knight, I could take on g6, if I take knight g3, so I'll play queen f2, cover the g3 and d4 squares. Also g4 might be a threat at some point now. Yeah, so I see Chessbay wrote a comment about the World Blitz and Rapid being in Saudi Arabia. I do believe that's not official yet, so I'm not gonna, I don't have a specific comment on it, but I do think, it's certainly not ideal. But again, I've heard, I've been following that closely, so I've heard about it, but again, I haven't seen it actually listed on the FIDE website, so until I see that, I don't really have I don't have a direct comment on it. So g4. Knight d4. Now I'm just going to take. Queen d4. Now I could trade queens. I could play bishop e3 also. I think I'm just going to play bishop e3 and play for rook d1. So now I could play rook d1 or I could take first. I'm going to take first and then I'm going to play queen h4 or rook d... Which one? Rook d1 or queen h4? It's tricky because queen h4... Actually, queen h4 looks really, really strong. So I'm threatening rook d1. And then, his queen and his rook are under attack. He plays knight a6. Oh, man, there's got to be some way to mate him here. I'm just going to play knight e4. Go for knight f6 check if I can get it. I mean, this has to just be, like, mating on the spot. It's hard to believe that black can be okay here. So, let's see what he's going to come up with. But yeah, if the event is held there and it's in December, I would say it's very unlikely that I'm going to be competing there. King f8. Okay, now I could play knight c5, knight d6. f5 is a move also. I mean, there's so many good moves here. But this is blitz after all. I'm just going to be practical and put my king on f2. Get out of any any discoveries or any nonsense like that. And okay, so he plays c3 now. I could take. I Could take with the pawn. I could just play b3. I mean, there's so many good moves here, but let's see. Okay, so c3. I'm going to play b4. I'm going to do something unusual. Although b4 might be a bad move, because I might have just given him like queen c6 or something. Very, very unnecessary. Now, I can go king f3. Yeah, I've kind of made a mess out of this now. I could also just play rook d1, rook d1, rook d1, queen e4, rook d8. Yes, I do like rook d1 now. So if he takes, plays queen e4, then I'm going to checkmate him on d8. But I have made a mess. b4 is just a very bad move. I could have even just taken with the pawn. Anything was better than what I've done here. But I'm still doing pretty well, I would say. So I can take if I want to. I can play knight f6. I can even just play a3, something really silly. I'm just going to play a3, protect my pawn on b4, because he still has no threats with rook d1. So now he plays rook d8. So now I can take the rook if I want to, which I will, actually. I'll just take, king e7, rook d1, because if he takes, then I have rook d7 checkmate. And in fact, I think black's just lost here. So b6. Any threats? He believe. He wants to go knight c7 probably. Okay, so I'm going to play rook d6, queen c7, and now f5 should be mate. No, it's not quite mate. Actually, I'm getting low on time too, so I have to be careful. b5, knight c5. I'm just going to play f5. I'm only going to be up a piece here. He's going to take. I'm going to check. He's going to take. Oh, I'm only up a piece here, but this is technically winning, so so I'm gonna have to basically just blitz him out. But of course, this is all completely winning. So yeah, I mean, this is all just winning, of course. Okay, so that's 3. Alright, next game. Knight f3, I'll just play d6. g6, play something. I gotta be a little bit fast, of course, watching the chat too much, so got way too low on time that game. d5, knight e5, so probably takes. e4, I'm gonna play this bishop h3. This is probably my favorite bullet opening. I like to play this a lot. It's not very good, but sometimes it works. Queen d2, I'll play h4, probably takes. Queen g2, probably I'll take, he'll take. I assume he'll take with the pawn. Yeah, I'll take the knight, I'll play queen g4. Yeah, I mean, I've probably had this position like a million times in bullet. Not so common in just blitz, but in bullet I've had this position so many times. So rook f3, knight f6, probably he'll take. I'm just going to castle and go rook h8. I just want to get this rook over here as fast as possible, and then everything's wonderful. Although after king f2, he wants to play rook h1 himself. So I'm going to go queen h5, threaten rook h2. Plays g4. I have queen h4 check. In the nick of time asks the $1 million question: how do you feel about Bitcoin? Yeah, I've been out of Bitcoin for a bit now. You know, I feel like with many different things, it's one of those vehicles you should use for trading, unless you've been in since very early on, at which point I think there's plenty of reason just to hold what you have. But in general, I think that if you weren't in very early, it makes much more sense to basically trade the highs and lows. For example, I think it was at maybe 3,700, and then there were some comments by Jamie Dimon, who's from JP Morgan Chase, the bank. Then it went down to like 2,800. And now it's now it's been on a big run. It's all the way up to I think 54, 5,500. I haven't looked in the last day or so, but I think in general it makes sense to trade it. I don't like buying at these levels and holding essentially. So if you're interested in like Bitcoin or any of the cryptos for that matter, I think basically treat it as something that you're going to trade. So try and get in, when it goes down maybe 10, 15, 20%, and then, on the upswing, sell it for a profit. So Queen B5, I'll take the pawn. King D3, I'm going to play B6. I don't see a mate right off. I don't see a mate at all, so I should be fine here. So Queen A6. Now King B8 allows Rook A3, so I'm just going to go... I could go King D8, yeah, because when he takes... after Queen B8 check, King D7, he has no checks, so now I should have some way to mate. And maybe Queen H5, yeah, this looks pretty good. Because on Queen A8, I go to E7. On Queen B8, I go to D7, so he's got no checks either way. Queen B8. But getting back to that topic, since I saw someone said way too late to buy Bitcoin, if you turn on something like CNBC, for example, you will hear them occasionally saying it's really early in the game. The cryptos are just, they aren't mainstream yet, so there's, you're in the very early innings of, of this technology. But I do think it's a little bit insane to buy and hold at these levels. I certainly would not try to buy and hold anywhere above about 3,000, 3,500 max. C4, E6, Knight F3. Again, if you guys do have questions, keep them coming. I will try to answer them. I'm sure crypto's not what most people want to talk about. They'd rather see me just play chess, but I will try to multitask a little bit. So Bishop D3. So he takes. I'll just take with the knight. D6, castles. E5. I'll play Queen C2. Probably he'll play Rook E8. Rook E8. Probably I'll play E4. I'm not sure. I mean, my knight should be on C3, not D2 here. So his position's a little bit weird, but it's still a normal position. It can't really be bad. So, but now because he played this other order with Bishop G4, I think I can go Knight G5, and on H6, maybe Knight H7, maybe Knight E4. I think I'll just play Knight H7. He'll take. I'll take. King H8, Bishop F5, or maybe F3 even. Depends. I think I'll just play F3. So an entire sleeve writes, what's your favorite variant? Quickly, actually, I think I might be able to play G4 here. No, I'm just going to retreat. Wrote, what's my favorite variant of chess, Crazy House, etc. Probably for me, yeah, Crazy House is my favorite variant. Bug House I like a lot, but it is two players, and with Crazy House, getting to take off pieces, put them back on, it's very tactical. It's much more suited to what I like. So if I had to pick one, that would be my favorite. So anyway, I'm gonna play G4 and call this guy's bluff because he's basically daring me to play G4. And I'm a little bit confused as to what his plan is. So I could play Knight E4 here, F4, Queen G4 doesn't look quite right. King H1. King H1 or Rook E1. I think Rook E1 might make more sense. H4, Queen E3, F4, Queen G4. Yeah, I've just got to play fast. Though I'm way too slow tonight for some reason. So I'll play Rook E1. He's going to go Bishop G6. I'm going to take. He'll take with the pawn or the queen. Either one's possible. And for that reason, Rook E1 probably was wrong because I probably want my rook to go to B1 if he takes with the pawn here. So if he takes Queen take, because if he plays Queen takes Knight E4, I'm probably in good shape. If he takes with the pawn, I'll play Knight E4. I'll take. If he takes with the knight, I'll trade, and he hangs G6. So he's going to take with the pawn. I'm going to play D6. Make use of this strong pass D pawn if I can. Rook D1, protect the pawn. This is why Rook E1 probably was just a waste of a tempo. I could have had my king like on H1 or something. But still, this position is looking quite good for me. So I'll play h3. For rook c6, I'm just going to play king g2, protect everything, make it solid. In fact, I could have just played king g2 right away. I mean, this probably was unnecessary. But anyway, I'm going to play a4 now. Try to figure out what he's doing here, you know, on the queen side with his pawns. Rook f7, I'll play king g2. Now I'll play a5, fix the pawn so that he can never play b6, protecting this. And now his knight's kind of stuck. b5, if I take, can I play knight c5? That seems a little bit strange. Okay, I'll take the knight. Queen c8. Right, now d7 is there. I don't really want to play d7. I'm just going to play knight e4. Now if knight c4, I think I'll play queen b3. Plays queen c4. I'll just play technical again. Takes rook d3. Use this past d pawn with this great knight here on e4. Rook c1. Probably knight b6, knight c5. And this is getting pretty bad in a hurry for black. I mean, maybe rook b1 was better first. I'm not sure. But anyway, d7. He's going to play rook d8. I'll play rook d6. Knight d7, rook d1 with the big pin on the rook on d8. Takes, I'll take. I'm going to try to checkmate and be cheeky with h4. Play rook, I could play rook c8. I could play. I mean, I'll just take the pawn. I mean, there's no need to get fancy here. Knight b5, rook d8. I'm just going to double and try to checkmate him here on h8 if I can. Rook e7, a5, rook d7. Takes, just take the knight. So yeah, so he resigns. So far so good. Knight f3. I'll play similar to last game. I'll just play the same thing until he adapts to I. Plays b3. I'll move to okay. Play c5. Play d5. Knight c6. d2, knight f6. I mean, he could take. I'll go queen a5. Plays bishop b5. That's a strange move. Okay, so queen a5. He'll take, I would assume. He'll castle probably. I'll just castle. c4. I'm going to play bishop a6. Put pressure on this diagonal. Queen c2. Play rook a c8. dc4 or cd4, sorry. Yeah, so someone just wrote, I hear someone recognize you on the LIRR. Actually, it was Metro North. I was taking the train from White Plains, which is where my parents live, into the city to Manhattan, and yeah, this guy, this Dominican guy, recognized me. He was just getting off work, and so yeah, when we were on the train, basically opened the chess.com app on his phone, and I didn't actually play for him, but you know, I did give a few suggestions, and he won like 10 games or something, so he got his rating from I think like 1800 to 1900 or something like that. Okay, so a3, knight b6, probably takes. Knight d2. Guess he wants to do something similar. I could play queen f5. I mean, this is not really what I wanted out of this opening. I should have had better than this, but you can't always get what you want in life. Knight a5. I'll play bishop a8, I guess. And of course, all donations are welcome. I know someone said something about that a second ago that I missed. Knight e4. Okay, can I take and play something weird like takes queen c3, knight c6, queen b3, queen e5? Doesn't quite work. Queen e5 right away takes, doesn't quite work. And if I take, I mean, basically here I'm just trying to find a way not to make this a draw, essentially, because this position is very drawish here. So I think I will take. I got to be fast, of course. If I'm not fast, then I'm going to end up in trouble anyway. So queen e5. Maybe knight c3, maybe queen c3. I'm not really sure which one. Okay, so he's going to play queen c3 and try to make a draw, essentially, as I sort of expected him to do. So I'm going to have to be fast. I'll probably miss your comments for the next like 3 minutes as I'm going to try to flag him. But otherwise, it's all good. So b4, wow, very bold. I'll play rook c8. If he takes, I take, and I get a double attack on his knights. And so actually here he might have to move his knight away. That's plays rook c1, but I think now I can take and play knight d5. Knight e2, I'll trade, and I'll win the pawn on b4 probably. Depends. If he goes e2, maybe I go rook b8. So probably he'll go to a2. Nah, you know what? Regardless, I'm just going to trade. I'm just going to trade. Pick up the pawn. Bring my king closer. I'll play knight c6. Try to exchange a set of knights. Knight c4. I'll play... what will I play here? I'll play bishop b7. What is a5? What? Oh, that was just terrible. Okay, now I really am going to have to flag him. That was just such an bad oversight on my part. No draw. No draw. Okay, king f8. Now I want to somehow put my knight on f5 if I can. How do I do that? Okay, now I'm getting somewhere. Now, okay, king g7, and now I'm going to get knight f5. But now he has e4. Very lucky. So basically here I'm just going to have to find a way to flag him. So let's see if I can... Now I'm going to get the knight to f5 again though, so... And now I did succeed. Now I'm going to win this. Yeah. Terrible, terrible technique. Just terrible. Ugh, it's with my mouse, so slow. Ugh. Okay, that was pretty awful. Anyway, okay, so far so good. Another win. It's up to 6 now. a6, I'll play knight f3, d4. Takes, takes. Knight f6, bishop g5. p7, queen d2. I'm, of course, trying to avoid theory in general when I play on here, so definitely, normally you put the queen on f3, not d2, but this is... you know, another setup that you can kind of try. Bishop e7, bishop d3, knight c5, I'll play knight f3, h6, bishop h4. Alright, so, yeah, okay. So, yeah. What else? Did I miss anything while you guys were playing? Or not playing, but while I was blitzing. I don't see any other questions in the meantime. b6, I'll play rook c1, put pressure on the queen. He's going to have to move it off the c file. Goes back to d8, I'll castle. Should be 7, I'll play rook e1. Or did I just hang e4? I might have just hung the pawn on e4, but no worries, just drop the bishop back to f2. d5, e5. Knight d7. Now I don't really want to play d4 here, but he's going knight c5, so I kind of have to. Also to close this diagonal down as well. Play g4. Get super aggressive. Probably not the right idea here, but I'm going to try it anyway. So takes knight b6. Whoa, what is that? I'll take. I'm going to play bishop g3. If knight c4, I'm going to just swing my queen over to g2 or f2. f2 might have been slightly better, but not a big deal. c2. So now I'm holding all the glue together. So queen a5. Now I could play f5. This is why the queen was much better on f2, I must say. So I'm going to play f5. Knight b2, I'll play f6, I think. Because now the bishop's attacking the rook. So, and now after rook b8, rook b2, he's just down a whole rook. Because queen c3, I take b8 with check. Rook c8, but that doesn't create a threat, so I'll just play rook a2. I'll give him the knight on c3, and then I win the bishop on a6. Zen Harmonics writes, do you have a regular day and time you stream? Not at the moment, but I am actually around for quite a bit now. So probably I would say in general, sometime in the early evenings, probably I'll be streaming. Maybe something like around like 5 Eastern if I have the chance. The only problem right now is there also is the Yankees-Astros series, and those games are starting insanely early, or at least the last few have. It starts at like 5 Eastern, I think. So, but I would say early evening I will be streaming, probably for the next week, I would say, more or less. Bishop a3, okay, I'll take. Knight e7. Knight g3, c6, and now I'm just going to lose a piece because I have queen a5 hitting his king and his knight on a3. So Chess Marcos writes, hi from Argentina, Hikaru. If you were not a professional chess player, what would you have done? I'm not actually sure. There are many different possibilities. You know there are many different ways I could respond to that. You know, I think most likely I probably would have done something in finance or something in politics. One of the two. I mean, when I went to college, I was studying political science, so it's possible I would have done something in that. Obviously, I mean, politics, even what, like 10 years ago now compared to what it is today, is significantly different. So I don't know what I would have done. Probably it would have been something in politics or something in finance. One of the two, I think, almost for sure. So a6, I'll play c4, probably knight c6, queen d2. In case you're trying to be funny, TRX TFW, I did say political science, not political. What did you write? Political silence? Or did I misread? I thought someone wrote political silence. Sorry, maybe I'm just blind. Okay, so bishop g7. I'll play bishop e2. I thought someone was trying to be funny by saying political silence. I'll castle. Takes. Probably knight d4, queen d1. Knight takes f3, I'll take. Knight f6. I could play, no, b3 is a bad move. I'm just going to play bishop g5. Probably rook c1, rook d1. Or actually, no, I'll just play b3 first. Support the pawn on c4. Probably rook c1 next. Rook c1, rook d1. I'll play bishop d2, drop the bishop back. Maybe play for knight d5 discoveries. Queen h5. Interesting. I'll just take, and I'll play rook c1. Just play some kind of an endgame. If he wants to take, or he doesn't want to take. Okay, so now I'll play knight d5 here. Yeah, I think I will just play knight d5. Why not? Although here it's going to be hard to win this again because I'm getting this structure which is favorable, but with so few pieces on the board, it's hard to take advantage of it. But e6 is a bad move because now I am gonna get some pressure. 'Cause he's got these two center pawns that are a little bit weak here. King f7. I'll play bishop a5, hit the rook, force it to d7. Play rook e3. Now he can't double. I've got rook d3, rook f3, rook e1. I mean, black's still probably fine, but everything's just very slightly loose here for black. So d5. Okay, now it's the moment of truth. Do I want to check? Yeah, I think I want to check on f3, and then I think I take on d5. But actually, wait. But no, this doesn't quite work. See, it's rook d5. I kind of misplayed this. Okay, yeah, that was bad. Okay, rook d3, because now he has d4, which I just completely overlooked for some reason. Okay, this is going to be hard to win as well now. So, okay, I'll play g3. d4, I'm going to play bishop b6. But he has rook c3, or rook c2, I guess. Okay, but now I can take the pawn, and I'm going to be up a pawn. So this is a drawn endgame. I'm going to be up a pawn where it's a drawn endgame, but I'm going to find a way to win this. Whether it's a flag or over the board, I'm going to find a way to win. Now, check. I'll take. Probably rook b2, but now I think I can play h4. Now it's not so trivial. This is still, of course, a draw. But it's not so simple, actually. And in fact, here after a5, I can play king g2, a4, b4, and keep his king here, keep his king locked up like this here on h6. And again, it is a draw, but there are definitely some tricks now. And after g5, wait a second, rook b6, king h5, so I take on h7, and this surely has to be winning. Okay, rook a7 or rook h4? I think rook h4 makes more sense. Rook a3, I'll play rook c4. King g2, a4, I'll play rook c5. King g4, I play f3, so he's going to have to go back. I'll put the rook behind the pawn, rook a2, I'll play g4. King g3. Okay, 1. King f4. If a2, I can play f3. And now this is just technically winning. Because now I can just use my rook and my pawns and just push all the way up the board. So he's going to have to go a2 at some point, and then I just play f4, g5, and this is just completely winning. Now I'll check him. If king h6, I have g5, rook h7, so he has to go back. Now I play g5. King g8, king g6, threaten mate on a8. I'll go king f6, threaten mate again. If he goes g8, I have rook a8. So he's going to have to go to e8, and then I just go f5, and it's just all over. Alright, so, okay, next game. d4, knight f6, c4, I'll play a Nimzo. Or no, I won't play Nimzo. I'll make it interesting. I'll play a Benoni, the worst opening out there. g6. Knight f3, I'll play a6, threaten b5, he'll play a4, of course. I'll play bishop g4. h3 takes, knight bd7. Bishop g7 first was maybe a little bit better. Might have bishop f4 now, but who cares? Queen e7, protect the pawn. Bishop g7. It's going to castle, I'll castle. Queen g3. Now I could take the pawn. In fact, it's probably the best move here, but I for some reason don't want to, so I'm just going to play knight e8. Rook e1. Protecting the bishop. Okay, so now I've got to come up with a plan. So I'm going to play rook c8, try to play for c4 maybe. Bishop g4, that's a move. And after h5, what is his idea? Okay, he's going to take. Interesting. e5. I'll take. I'll play knight d6 next, or knight g7. Yeah, I'll play knight d6. This is not really what I was hoping for out of this opening. More because it's going to be very hard to play for a win as opposed to anything else. But still. Auto mod. Okay, whatever. I just saw some message. Okay, so knight e4 takes. I'll play rook e8. Kick the queen off the e file. I'll play rook d8. Now he's probably going to play rook ed1 because rook ad1 hangs his pawn on a4. Although queen d5 is not actually a threat here, so it's not actually necessary. Now he plays rook d1. I could play c4. I think I will play c4, queen d4, queen d6. I want to get this rook here to c5. Rook ac1, I'll play b5. a5, rook c5, so rook ac1, b5, takes. I have a feeling we're headed for another one of these endgames where I'm going to end up a pawn. But I'm not sure. We'll see. So I play b4. Rook c1. Rook c8. Queen e4. Now if I play c3 here, he's going to take. For rook c2, I think I take because my queen controls the h2 square. So he can't take the pawn on c3 because I'll just have checkmate with rook d1, since my queen covers this h2 square. So now queen e1, I could play rook d... No, sorry, not rook d2, rook d3. Because rook d2, he just takes, and rook takes c8 is check. So rook d3 to prevent anything. Again, he can't take. So yeah, again, I don't see any more questions in the meantime. Floyd Cash writes, "What are your thoughts on S chess?" By S chess, he's referring to Saruman chess, another variant that I like, but I feel like somehow it's a little bit too different that it's never going to go mainstream. In that you have these different pieces that come onto the board, and while it's very creative, I feel that it's a little bit too different. It's kind of like you're introducing. You don't have the same like you have the same pieces, more or less the same set of rules with all the other variants, and with S chess you're introducing new pieces, and I feel like it's I enjoy playing it, but I think it's a little bit too different, and it's never going to become that mainstream. So in the meantime, takes. Play rook d8, rook b8. I'll play rook d8. If he takes, I have rook d2, and he's getting mated. Now his king's wide open here. So rook e2, I'll play queen f3 maybe, or not. I don't know. We'll see. What am I missing here? So rook c3 is not a threat, right? So he's threatening rook e8. That's his main. That's his trump. So if I play rook d2, rook c3, rook d1, rook e8, takes. King h7. I think I'm winning. So as I think you guys are going to see here, he's going to take. I play rook d1. He's going to play rook e8. I'm going to take. He's going to take. I'm going to go king g7. And he's going to be unable to stop checkmate here on h1. So Joker, I assume that's a reference to Novak, writes, "Hi from Riverside, California. Always want to know what you see in your mind during calculation." In general, it's just I'm basically just moving the pieces in my head. Sometimes, like when I'm doing it while I'm playing here online, I will actually kind of be looking at the board and visualizing on the board. But if it's during an actual game, it's just like basically just a board and just moving pieces. I'm putting them back. I'm looking at a different line and so forth. And I know I make that sound way too simple. It's obviously not that straightforward. But yeah, that's more or less what I do. So let's see. Okay, so knight d5, knight f6. Now I think this is bad because of bishop b4 if I remember. I think bishop b4, queen c6, bishop b5 might just be like game over. So bishop b4. I mean, queen c6 is the only move. I don't see any other moves, so we'll see what he's gonna do. Twitch guy writes, "I thought Nakamura was from Japan." I was born in Japan. I have a very mixed background. I have an American mother, a Japanese father, but I do associate myself much more so as an American, having grown up here. Okay, and so he resigns. Okay, so that's another one in the books. Up to 11. I'm going to try to beat this guy 20. If I can get to 20, I'll be pretty happy. And then I'll find someone else. So I'm going to play King's Indian this time, something a little bit different. See what he wants to do. C5, C3, Queen B6, Queen B3, Knight C6. I'll let him exchange the queens if he wants to. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. So he plays Bishop C4, so I'll castle. So he castles now. Yeah, I'm going to play Knight A5, force his hand, force him to exchange. Bishop B5. I'll play Knight D5. Attack the bishop on F4. Now I'll retreat to C7. Kick this bishop out also. Now I'll just play Bishop E6. Knight G5, but Knight G5 doesn't create an actual threat, so I'll play Bishop F5. I'll try to provoke him into playing E4 and weakening these pawns here in the center. So he plays Rook C1, not surprisingly, so H6. Now I'll retreat back to E6 again. Although I just gave him B4, he just missed B4. He put the rook on C1, and he had this discovery here with B4 on my knight. So he actually just completely missed that. That would have been very, very strong. So Knight D3, I'll play Rook FC8. H3, I think I'm gonna play G5 here just to take away any ideas of Knight F4 and then like Knight C4 or something. Bishop G4, reasonable move. I'm gonna play F5, kick the bishop. Bishop F7, maybe I'll play E5 here, maybe I won't, but I just want to see what his idea is as well, because it's not really clear what either of us are doing here. One of us has to come up with a plan. So he retreats, so yeah, now I'm going to force his hand. I'm going to play E5, takes, you could play E4, E4, F4, play F4 also, but I think this is bad, because I think I play E4, if Knight E5, I think I just take. Takes. Okay, it's not so clear. Alright, so if I take, he takes. I think I'll just play B5 here. Cut off this C4 square from the knight. He doesn't have this anymore. So he goes Knight F1. I think I'll play Knight D5 here. I'll give him this B5 pawn because I want to go F4 and bishop takes E5. So let's see what he wants to do here. It's bishop H4, I'll just take. Rook E1, E3 of course. Knight H2, good move. Now I could play Knight takes C3 here. I don't really believe in it, but why not? After this article that Serpa wrote about me liking rooks much more than two pieces, I kind of feel obliged to go for this. So bishop B7, rook C7, Knight F3, but now I can just retreat my bishop back to G7. And so now actually I'm just up a pawn because his bishop's still hanging at the same time my knight is. And in fact, his bishop doesn't have many squares now. So I'm running through the comments. I see, like someone wrote, I recognize most of the flags. That's not so much that I memorize them. It's just, when I was younger, I read a lot. I mean, and when you read a lot, try to gain knowledge about the world in general. I think that it's much easier to remember flags. And also the other thing is that having played chess for so many years, you tend to see so many different players at different tournaments. And for the more serious international ones, generally they have flags at the board, so that helps as well. So G3, I could play E2. There are many ways to win this here. I think I'm going to play Bishop H5, basically to force him. I want him to go G4, so I have these two connected pass pawns here. And now I'm just going to go for Bishop E4 and try to run the F and the E pawn right down the board. Bishop E7, Bishop E4. And this is actually turning out exactly as I was hoping it would. So he's going to have to move his knight now, because King G2 just loses to Rook A2. I mean, he just resigns instead. Okay, so next game. Play B3, Bishop B2. Bishop G4, Knight F3, takes probably. I had this earlier against a different player, so I'm going to play G3, F4. Bishop G2, castles. D3, knight D2. Pretty standard. A3, A4, B4 probably. Play C5. I'll play C4. Queen C7, Queen C2. C8, interesting. I'll play Rook E1 now. Probably Rook D1 or something along the, or Rook C1 maybe. I think I'll play Rook C1. Try to maybe do something here along the C file. So we'll see what his next move is. So he plays Queen B8. So now I'll play Knight E5. He takes. I'll take. Because now I'm going to take on D5. We're going to get this slightly off pawn structure, I think. Takes Knight E5, DE6. Of course I'll take. And now I can play E6. Yeah, why not? He'll take. I'll take G7. Take E6. And now his king's very open too. So I have Queen B2, Rook E7 ideas. D5 is hanging, so he probably has to move his knight. Or he can play D4. I'll play Rook E7, because now I can't go to F8, because then he'll hang H7, so he's going to have to go to like H8. Now there's got to be some way to punish him. So Queen C4, Queen F7 is one idea, and it looks like the best one, actually, because Knight E5, I go Queen E6. And so like right now, for example, that relating to that previous question, like I'm just looking at the board and saying what I see. So it's very straightforward when I'm playing online as opposed to over the board. Of course, in Blitz, over the board as well, it can be pretty similar too. So I see this question. It's a good one. I think it was Chessbay wrote it, but it's written by The Fosk. It says, would you rather A, be trapped in a crowded New York subway for 10 hours with Mikhail Tal, chain-smoking cigarettes for the entire time, or B, trapped in an apartment in Iceland with post-9/11 Bobby for 3 days after a huge snowstorm? I think it's pretty obvious that for me that answer would be stuck in the New York subway with Mikhail Tal for 10 hours, certainly. I think he was a genius in a sense. Of course, Bobby was as well, but I get the sense that with Tal, at least, everything was always in good fun. He enjoyed life a lot. I think with Bobby, there were certain times when it was definitely not fun and a lot of, crazy things to be said. So it would definitely be the first one out of those two things. So yeah. And of course, if I was trapped with Tal, for sure there would be alcohol too, because he was a well-known alcoholic as well. So it would be much more enjoyable to be with him, certainly. So okay, this time I'm gonna play Grunfeld, something a little bit different. Queen B3, I'll take castles. Play Knight A6. Gonna play one of these lines. A6, of course, is the main line. But this one's, was a Gary special for a long time in the late 90s. Bishop F4. I think it's Queen B6 or is it Knight E4? I don't remember. I'll play Knight E4. So yeah, okay. Is he still thinking? Or no, he played Bishop G3. Sorry, I just went blind there for a second, you guys. Okay, Bishop G3. So I can take on C3, which looks pretty reasonable. And play Rook E4 maybe. Play Knight D6 also, which looks pretty reasonable too. I think I'm going to go with Knight D6 because I think he has to take now, because otherwise he's going to lose a piece. Although I did have Knight G3 as well, actually. For some reason, I didn't even see that. But, okay, Queen F4. So now I can go Knight E4 back. I could just play Bishop F8. This is very interesting. Okay, I think I'm just going to take Rook D8, Bishop. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this endgame since I'm unsure of what's going on. So he's going to take on C3, I would assume. I mean, maybe he'll take a6. I'm not sure. I don't think so, because then I just take b2. So he does take, so I'll take. He'll take, I'll take. Play rook d8. Bishop e5, bishop e4. Bishop f4. Now I can play both, but bishop e4 still looks very good. Hitting the pawn, attacking the knight on f3, so probably he'll play d6. And he does have this very dangerous passed pawn, but with double pawns, my knight being able to come back and blockade, I should be doing fine. So knight d2, which I don't really understand. I think I can just take. I mean, unless he wants to play like knight c4, but knight c4 I have like rook e4 or something. So knight f1, I'll just drop the rook back to e8. If bishop g5, rook d7, knight e3, bishop knight e3, knight c7 maybe. Okay, he plays bishop f6, so he's just playing something completely different. So I'll just play knight b8, bishop e6. And now if he takes the rook, I get to take back with the knight, and then his bishop won't be able to stay on f6. And actually, in this position, without queens on the board, I'm doing very well, because this bishop on f6 is nice and pretty, but it doesn't do anything. So rook takes, knight d7. He's going to have to go like bishop h4, or bishop g5, for example. I'll just play f6, kick the bishop further. He'll probably go to h6 or f4, play g5. Bishop d6, just bring my king closer. I'm going to play b6 next move, probably. Okay, he plays c4, but by playing c4, he puts it on the same square as my bishop. And now I think I might not have to play b6. Like, maybe I can just play rook b6 and exchange the rooks, because c4 is so loose. So rook d1, I'll play rook a6. Now I'll play knight b6. And yeah, by putting this pawn on c4, he really created a big weakness, which was very, very unnecessary. Now, how to win this quickly? I'll just take. He'll take, I'll take. I think I'll just play rook a2 now. Yeah. And now if he takes c4, I mean, the two pieces are really bad, because I've got just so many pawns. So takes, knight c8. And now I'm just up 2 pawns. No real worries here. Opposite color bishops, that's the only danger here. But bring my bishop back, cover all these crazy squares for the knight, so he can't really attack f6. Knight d6, f4, I'll just play h6. Takes, I'll take. h4, I'll check, pick up another pawn. Now I've got like 3 extra pawns, I think. Now I'll give him the exchange, because I know this is winning with the pawns so widely split. He doesn't want exchange. I'll play knight e7. Knight f2, knight c6. Bishop c7. I'll just play b5, start getting the pawns going. Bishop f5, keep dominating the knight, so he has no good squares. I'll just take. King e6, and now it's just routine. All the pawns go right down the board. Okay, so it's 14, 6 more to go. Bishop f5, g3, knight h4, f3, bishop g2, just keep playing normal moves. e7, just play e3, c5, I'll play d3, knight d2, castles, knight d7, I'll take. Now I can play f4. I think I'll play f4, not e4, not yet at least. And now I really want to play like e4, e5, open the diag for the bishop. Okay, so he plays b5. Now I can play e4. Yeah, I'll play e4. If b4, I'll just play e5, takes. Bishop e7, but now I get c4. Knight b6, I'll play queen e2. c8, knight f3. Basically, as long as you don't get some knight d4 where here I have 2 pieces that cover the square as opposed to 1 piece. So now I'm doing fine. So I'm gonna just expand here. h4, g4, h5, maybe, not sure yet if that's my long-term goal, but it's one of the goals I have here. So he plays bishop f8, play king h2. I probably am gonna put the knight on g5. I'm just waiting for another move or two to see if he wants to put the knight on e7, but he clearly doesn't. So now I'm just going to put the knight on g5. Now he plays knight d4, I'll take. Rook d4, I don't have to take here. I really don't have to. I could also play h5 maybe, h5. Yes, because by taking and giving this pawn on d4, he might be able to get a knight to c5. And then the pawn's not so bad. But here, if he exchanges rooks on d1, I haven't given this extra c5 option for his knight. So it's kind of the same thing, but it's better here because he doesn't have knight d7, knight c5. Bishop e7. Okay. So now he's trying to... so if I take, he's going to take on g5. I take on f7. I take on f7. And what is going on? I'm up a pawn. Is it a good pawn, bad pawn? It looks like a good pawn. I think I'll do it. So I'm going to take. I'll take. Queen g6. Now I'll exchange the rooks and I'll go queen g4. Hit the pawn on d4 because now he doesn't have time to get his knight to c5. Now I'm also threatening bishop e4 as well. So queen h7. I don't know what that does. I'm just going to go king g1. And now e6 is hanging again. So now he's like... And I'm also threatening g6 too. So queen h7 was a very, very bad move. So I see question number 3. Am I missing question number 2? I don't get question number 2. Question number 2 looks like just a statement, not a question. Anyway, back to the game. So queen g6, now I'll go bishop e4. Now on queen e8, I just go queen h4, and I'm just checkmating him on the h file, I think. Queen h4, g6. Yeah, I'll just play g6 to lock it in here, because there's no way you can stop queen h4, queen h7 mate. Or knight d7, maybe. He has knight d7, knight f8, maybe. He's still lost, but knight d7 prevents mate at least. Okay. So g6, e4, c6. Knight c3, d5. Knight f3. I'll play bishop g4, I guess. Yeah, why not? Bishop e3, bishop g7. Okay, so getting back to the chat. So what was question number 3? Question number 3 was, would you rather A, be forced to answer the Fox? Would you rather in chat, or B, lose 20 blitz games in a row to Eric Hansen live? I think it's pretty obvious what that answer is. I mean, without a doubt, it would be would you rather. There's no way that I would want to lose to Eric 20 games in a row. That would be like the worst thing ever. That would be such a disgrace. So knight takes e4, knight f6. Probably he'll take. I'll take with the pawn. Castles, castles. Or h3 first. Doesn't really make a difference what order he plays it in. So c3, I'll play knight d7. h3, bishop e6. Knight d2, knight b6. Knight b3. What's the best way to proceed? I'll just play rook e8. I'll let him take the bishop possibly. I'm not crazy about it. Probably I won't. If he goes knight c5, I'll probably play bishop c8. So bishop f4, play knight d5. Probably bishop h2. Now I'll play b6 just to prevent knight c5, although kind of my structure is not ideal here. I don't really like the position that I've gotten. But I'm sure I'll find a way out. So a5, try to play a4, a3, bishop f3. I'll play a4, a3 now. Queen c2, I'll just take. I'll play b5, try to fix the structure. He still can play c4, but after takes, I'm doing fine. So takes, I'll play bishop f8 to stop any nonsense here on this d6 square. Also maybe now bishop b4 as well. So we'll see what he wants to do here with his next couple of moves. So rook a c1. I could play knight b4 here. Yeah, why not? It makes sense. Now I'm threatening knight d3 with the family fork, hitting both the rooks and the queen on d3, but I'm also hitting this pawn on a2 now, potentially. So queen b3. Now that looks weird. Now I can take a2. I can also take d4 now. But if I take d4, he just goes rook d1, queen c5, a3. Doesn't look quite right. Knight a2 looks interesting as well. Ooh, this is tough to play. Tough to play. Which one works? Okay. I'm going to play... Yeah, I'm just going to take the pawn on a2. Why not? Rook d1, knight b4, just protect the pawn again. And now I'm just up a clean pawn. Actually, maybe I had rook a3 also. I didn't quite see it. But the position still is very, very good for me. So knight d5, bishop h2. I'll just play queen d7. And now I'll try to play like rook d8 and slowly untangle here. Because white has a little bit of pressure here. I can't really move this knight from d5. So knight b6, I'll just take, play bishop d5. If takes, I'll take with the queen, obviously. Bishop f4. Now how I'm going to play h5, try to expand a little bit here on the king side. Bishop e3, rook e6. I'm threatening c5 now, but no, I don't like c5 because then queen b5. My queen's too loose. So I'm just going to try to play like f5, f4. Try to hammer him here on the on these dark squares. Now I can play rook c1 again. But rook c1, maybe I just go bishop a3, force the rook off a1, or off c1, sorry, and then I can go like bishop d6 maybe. Because now if he takes anything on c6, I have bishop h2 check. Now f4, f3, and now I get the big check on h2. Queen d4, and this is, I mean, pretty much over. I can win this many ways. I'll just sack the rook. And yeah, okay. So let's see. So that's 16. So 4 more to go. That's my goal. Get it up to 20. Get back to playing normal openings for a bit. So e4, knight 3. I forgot to play the Bond Cloud. Oh, I just forgot about that. I'll keep that in mind for next game. Actually, I completely forgot about that. So yeah, so next white I'm gonna try to get that as well. So d5, queen e1, takes, cd5, bishop g5, and this is known to be bad for black actually, but he's gonna try and play this. Someone says, why do you drink water at home but Red Bull during tournaments? Well, frankly, it's a little bit hot down here in Florida, for starters. And secondly, when I come on to stream, for the most part, I don't really want to have to run to the restroom that much or interrupt the stream as much as possible. So in general, that's why I do it. And also, I tend to, if I'm doing a stream, which is going to be a couple of hours, it's a little bit better to be drinking a whole bottle of water rather than a couple of Red Bulls. Okay, so rook b8. Now, how does this go? I know this is not supposed to be good for black, but why exactly is this not supposed to be good for black? Is it bishop g7 or is it knight e4 first? I think it's takes and knight e4. Yeah, I think it's just takes and knight e4 and c3. How does this go exactly? This doesn't look quite right somehow. So I could go queen e7. So knight e4, c3, knight c3, rook b2 looks very dangerous. But I do believe it's knight e4 here. Maybe I'm just insane or something. Who knows? I'm gonna go for it though, since I'm sure this has to be the right move. Although I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, the only problem is that I'm just gonna lose this game. That's the problem. Whoa, rook b2, wow. What is that? Okay, so he's trying to get the same... Ah, so if I take, he wants to play... Okay, he wants to play... what does he want to do here? Okay, let me try and understand this. So if I check, c3... So if I check, king moves, so takes, rook a8, king c1, c3... I assume I should take, probably. Or not. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of time. I'm just going to have to blitz this out and hope that I'm not losing on the spot. Rook c8, rook b8, king c1, c3, knight c3. Looks like it's okay. I mean, there's no guarantee this is okay. So he plays c3 first. I have to take. His queen b4, king c1, queen c3, rook a d1. Not great. I don't think it's losing on the spot, but whew, this is very dangerous. And this could very easily be losing. I don't see it losing on the spot, but it is very, very dangerous. And black here probably has at least a draw with queen a1, queen d4. I don't think he has more than that. Okay, so he plays queen c4, so he's trying to win or something, but now I can just take the pawn. Yeah, he had queen a1, queen d4, and I think that was the best that he had, because now... Okay, let's see, I can play rook d2 maybe? No, then he's going to play queen c2. Okay, so he's got his idea, so if I go king d2, to king e1, check, king e1, check, rook d2. Yeah, okay, I'm going king d2, and I'm going to hope that I'm not lost here. Because if I can get my king over to f2, I'm just going to be up in exchange and winning. And black's king is open here as well, so it's not so simple. Now I go c3, I think, or no, actually I just go rook d2. Just rook d2, yeah. And now I should be fine. Because now I have king f2 as well. So I really didn't play that very well. I just forgot the right order, but yeah, so queen b1, king f2, and now my king's completely safe. Now I have no real issues here. And now I can just like slow it down. I'll just play c3, simple chess, like put the pawn on a dark square, try to consolidate everything, get my king to g1. And now my king's safe, so I can just like do anything pretty much. I'll play rook e1, c6, although I see that the time here is pretty tight. So, okay, so takes, I'll take, I'll check, I'll take, I'll play queen d4 or not queen d4, ugh. Probably not. I mean, I don't really want to play this, but whatever. Maybe he doesn't see a2 as hanging. No, surely he must see it. Is he disconnected or am I disconnected? What's going on? Okay, that was very weird. I don't know what happened there. I guess he got disconnected. Anyway, 17 in a row. 3 more to go. 3 more. 3 more for glory. So d4. Okay, what to play? I'll play another Benoni. If I get the opportunity. I guess I'm not going to get that opportunity, so I'm just going to play this is a little bit weird. I think this is bad for white. Somehow he's misplayed this a little bit. So if I Play knight d5, bishop g3, and I just take the pawn. Am I just up a pawn here? Okay, bishop e5, so I'll take. Guess I'll take with the pawn. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really have much of a choice. Play knight c7. Maybe knight a3, knight c3, both are possible. Or knight d2. I'm just going to play queen c6. If he plays knight c4, I'll play b5. Plays c4, I'll just castle. Now I'll just play d6. If takes, I probably am going to take the rook. I'm not sure. But my king is not that open here. Since white doesn't have a dark square bishop, I think it makes sense to just, if he takes the pawn, I'll just take the rook. So I'll make the pre-move d7, rook e8. I mean, he's got one pawn for it, but that really should not be enough here. If I play rook e7, he's got knight e4, so that could be annoying. Bishop f5, bishop g4, takes. This could be slightly annoying, so I'll just play queen e7. Let's see what he wants to do here. h4, I'll just play bishop f5 or bishop g4. I'll play bishop f5, and rook a d8 is my next move. If h5, I think I'm just going to grab the pawn. No reason not to. And Kilgore22, another crypto question. You guys really do like your cryptos, I've noticed. Was whether I prefer BTC or BCC, so that's Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. I don't have strong feelings. I mean, I think I don't know a lot of the technical details surrounding either of them, but I lean towards Bitcoin in general. Question 5. Would you rather A, lose to the Scholars Meet against Eric Hansen live in front of a crowd of 80,000, or B, never be able to play chess with your f-pawn ever again? Once again, that's a very simple question for me to answer. That would obviously be, the answer would be I would much prefer to never play chess with my f-pawn than lose to Eric in front of 80,000 people. Again, that would be about the worst possible thing that could ever happen to me. So queen e7. So I mean, again, I'm just up a clean exchange here. I just have to be a little bit careful on how to use this d file, how to basically to infiltrate on this d file or exchange pieces. Because here I'm just up to clean exchange right now. So I've got my queen controlling this whole d file. So I'm gonna go. Actually, here maybe I'll take and play a5. I could. Not really necessary. I'm just gonna play rook d8. Again, maybe now I'll go bishop d3, trying to exchange something here in the middle of the board. Queen a4, I'll play queen e7. Probably he'll take. No, he'll play queen b3. So now I'm going to take, and I'm actually going to go the other way. I'm going to try to open it up here instead. So takes, try to use this extra exchange and this outside a pawn to my advantage. So a4. Queen e5, I'll play a3. c5. I mean, okay, he's gonna get another 3-on-3, but this should probably be losing, I think, if we exchange queens. I'm not sure, but I think it's losing. And no, I'm definitely not giving him a draw. That much is very clear. g3. Okay, I'll take. h5. I'll play king f6. Knight f3, bishop e4, bishop g2. Now I think I'm just going to take and go king g5, h4, rook c3, bishop f3, f5, g2, rook c2. And now I'm just going to play h3, h2. Or actually, am I? Wait, did I just misplay this? Yeah, I did actually. That was not good. So again, I'm going to have to flag him because I terribly misplayed this endgame. Okay, so anyway, all right, so, okay, 18, 2 more to go, and this time I'm going to use the Ballkleid if I get the chance. Oh, why not? Who cares? It's G6, why not? King F1. King F2. I'm just trying to get rook E1, trying to finish development here if I can. And it looks like I'm going to get total development. So I think I'm going to be okay here. Knight C6. I'll play C3. So he loses a D4 square. Now I'll play D3. B6. I think I can just grab here with Knight C5. Now I've got this nice diagonal. The funny thing is he's moving fast, so I assume he thinks that I just... I slipped with the mouse, but now I'm just up 2 pawns. Everything's looking very, very nice suddenly. D8. Now I've got to be careful here though. So rook D8. So I can play bishop G5 maybe. That's one option. D4 is not really an option. Bishop F4 doesn't really look like a good move. So he's not threatening anything specific. So I'm going to play bishop G5. Now I'm going to play rook B1. I just need to get my king over to G2, and then I'm completely fine, basically. Just need like one more move. So bishop F5, G4, C4, G4, C4, bishop E3. If bishop D3, queen D3. So I'm very close now. If I can consolidate in the next move or two, like maybe even just C4 here, maybe, and I think I'm just up 2 pawns. There obviously is counterplay because I've lost so many tempi, and my pieces are kind of not ideal. But I think I'm very close to being okay now. Very, very close. D8, so I'm going to play queen C2 or B3. Queen C2 looks right. But then rook D4. Rook D4, bishop E3 maybe. Okay, bishop G3. Rook D4, I'm going to play rook E4. Because I am up 2 pawns here. So, plays rook D8, so I'm going to have to take. I'm going to have to play H3. There is definitely compensation here for black. That's what I will say. Even though I am up 2 pawns here, there is compensation without a doubt. But if he doesn't get something really fast, and he's just kind of playing these wasteful moves, he's just kind of lost. Because he needed to play H5 and try to create counterplay immediately. Because now, after getting my king here to G2, like bishop F2, he's just completely lost. So he just wasn't feeling the dynamics. Question 7, who do you consider your best opponent in time trouble besides Magnus? I mean, without a doubt, it's Grischuk. No doubt, Grischuk. He, by far and away, is the best player in time pressure. So I would have to put him as the top guy. So it looks like Cardoso is disconnected. I mean, I'm a little surprised he would disconnect, but anyway. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not disconnection. Maybe it's just a bad connection because he did almost get disconnected that one game before. So we'll see. Actually, in fact, here he is. He's back. So the battle continues. So rook F4. I could just play bishop E3. I'm not sure. I'm just going to tickle him for a move, make him lose like another 5 seconds. Maybe not even 5 seconds. He's going to go rook F4. And if I take, he has H5, and it could be a little bit nasty. So now I'm going to play bishop E3. Now, maybe I'll play D4. Or maybe I'll just take. I think I'll just take and play like queen E4. Which is a bad move because I just gave him H5 for no reason. But, okay, after queen C7, D4, now I'm going to be able to open up the file for my rook. He's trying to go queen G3. Is that actually a problem? I'm just going to play king H1. If he plays queen G3, bishop G2. If he takes on D4, I'll play queen D4, threaten queen D8 now.
And in fact, yeah, now queen d8. Now with queen's coming off, it's just all over. And the Bongcloud lives to fight another day. I have to say, I think my score with the Bongcloud is extremely good. I think I've won almost every single game that I've played it. So I'll just sack king f3. I mean, I've got so many more pawns than my opponent here that if this isn't winning, then nothing is winning. Okay, so that makes 19, I guess. So I'll play one more, and then maybe I'll find someone else after him. Or maybe I'll just go on beating him if you guys would prefer that. B3, okay, so G6, which would be G7, C5, D5. I'll play, or actually no, he's threatening E4, so I have to castle first. Play B5 here. A6, play some kind of interesting Benko gambit. I'll take. If he takes, I've got Queen A5, and he's just lost in one move. Knight E4, game over, and that's going to make 20. So you guys let me know. Do you want me to play him more, or do you want me to find someone else? Okay, so everyone's saying find someone else. Okay, cool. So he did resign, so that's 20 games. So okay, so let's see. So who else is online? Daro, maybe? I'll play Daro some games. Something happened to my screen. 1 second, you guys. Let me reload the page. Something seems to have happened. Okay, cool. And we're back. Okay, so Yakov's still there. Let's see. There's another FM sitting down there. Tiger Tom is there. Let's see. Who else is out there? I feel like starting saying, hello, hello, is there anybody out there? Is there anyone at all? And for those who didn't get the reference, that's a Pink Floyd reference. So you can go look up the lyrics. So let's see. So, okay, so challenging Yakov, Tiger Tom, wonderful time. I think I'm challenging Daro too, maybe. So let's see. So who is out there actually? Oh, sorry. Actually, yeah. Someone just pointed that out. Yeah. I got the lyrics slightly wrong. You're right about that. Is there anyone home? You're right about that actually. So okay. So where is everyone? Okay, Fire Flasher maybe? Another one? I've sent out like 4 challenges. Let's see who else. Vanishing Dragon. Where is everyone tonight? Oh no, I am right. Okay. Alright, well. Figure everyone has access to the internet these days, so when I'm saying something, I'm not always sure if I'm right or not. Okay, so G3, Bishop G2, I'll castle. 3. I actually don't know who Fire Flasher is. Play C4. Will he play C5 or E5? He'll play E5. Okay, so he's going to try to play something aggressive. Knight C6. I'll play Rook B1. A5. I'll play Bishop G5. H6 maybe. Not sure if he'll do it. So yeah, so I'll take. I'll play A3. Bishop G7 maybe. Maybe Knight E7. A couple different ways to play this. XGen writes, does anyone know what at GM Hikaru highest rating on chess.com was? Yeah, on chess.com, I think I beat Eric. I think it was Eric or Naroditsky. One of the two of them. I think I beat one of them, and I think I got to 3,000. Like, I want to say it was 3,076 or something. Maybe it was a bit lower than that, but I think it was somewhere high like that. Or maybe it was Arabic Falcon. It was one of those 3 though. I don't remember which one specifically, but it was one of those 3 guys. Ah, so I'm right. Okay, 3077 against Naroditsky. Okay, yeah. I knew it was in the. I knew it was really high up there in the 3000s. I wasn't sure just how high, but that makes sense. Bishop e6. I'm going to play rook fc1. Probably he'll take. If he doesn't, I mean, I might go queen a7. I'm not sure yet. So let's see what he wants to do. F4. Okay, now I think I kind of have to go for it with queen a7. So I kind of have to force him to do something here to take, or I don't have to force him. He goes knight f5. Okay, so now I play b6. Probably he'll go c6, knight c7, and this is kind of really weird. Play knight e4. I can go back to f3. I can also play like knight b3 maybe, or even just simply e3. I don't really like e3. It feels too loose. Knight b3, knight e4, c5. No, c5 doesn't look right here. I'll play b6 here. I'll actually play b6. I'll make him play c6 and knight c7. Bishop g8. Now I'll play rook e1. Because at the same time, this knight here on c7 is bad, but the rook on b8 is also dominated too. So I can play knight f3 if I want, which I think I will. I'll just play knight f3, try to exchange knights. So Mac10668 donated $10. You remind me of a samurai. Well, thank you, Mac. I appreciate that. I try to play like one sometimes. Unfortunately, it's very hard in this day and age to play like a complete samurai because everyone is so well prepared. But I still do try. So queen d7. So obviously he wants to go rook a8 now. So now I'm going to have to bring my queen back. So I'll put it on a4. Rook a8. I'll play queen c2. Rook a5, rook a1 probably. Bishop h3, okay, that's a reasonable move. I'll play rook a1 anyway. Probably he'll take on g2, and then I have to take, because if I take first, he has queen h3. So I'll pre-move king g2. Okay, goes rook e8 back. Now I'll put the rook on a7. f7. Okay, so now he's trying to do something here. He's trying to do something aggressive. So if I play, I mean, f3 is here. I don't really like f3, but I'm going to play it just because I don't see what he has here, in fact. So, okay, h5, knight e4, bishop h6. I can take or just play e3. I'll play e3 here. Rook f8, but now, how do I want to do this? Because if I take, it's no good. If I play rook f1, I'm in trouble. I could just play f4 maybe? Yeah, why not? f4. This is getting very, very complicated, though. Which is probably good for me, because if he's low on time, I should be able to, I should be faster than him, I would think. So takes, now I can play EF or GF. I'll play, tough, I'll play GF. I think EF was also fine too, but GF looks reasonable as well. So queen D8, just play rook A2. If he takes, I just take D6. Takes, I'll take. F4, I think I have knight G5 and knight E6. And, but he's got queen H4 still. Uh-oh, I did not see that. Queen H4 could be a problem. Queen H4, queen D2 maybe? Okay, he doesn't see it though. So now I just take queen F4, queen D2, and now with queens come off the board, I'm just up a rook. Check, actually, I gotta be careful I don't have... I've got more time, but not... Okay, well, he just resigns. Okay, so next game, let's see. Plays E4. I'll play Sicilian, something different. Knight C6, D4, I'll take. Or bishop B5, knight F6. Okay, I wasn't really expecting to play bishop B5. Knight C3. What's the move here? Which one do I want to play? I think I'll play queen C7. I'll play knight D4. D3. I could take on B5, play E6 also. Everything's really possible here. I'm just going to take the knight though, or the bishop, sorry, and play queen C6 and knight C3, G6. Probably H3 at some point, or just bishop F4 first, bishop G7, queen D2, play H6. Don't want to give him bishop H6 here, so makes some sense. Rook E1. Play, what will I play here? I'll play G5. Why not? Bishop E3, knight G4 maybe? This is very unusual the way I'm playing this, and it's probably not good, but I suspect I'll get away with it. And who is Fire Flasher exactly? Does anybody know right off? Since I'm not going to flip the screen. D4, okay, that's a reasonable move. I'm just going to play bishop B7. I'll give him D5 if he wants it. Plays rook A D1. Just going to castle. It's a weird position because it's like I've got two bishops, but he can play D5, E5 and close both diagonals. If he doesn't, he might be in a little bit of trouble, actually. It's kind of hard to find good moves for white here. I mean, he's got the knights. He can put it on. Maybe he can go knight D5, knight E5 also. That was the other option. Or D5, E5. He's going to have to do one of the two, probably. So, I mean, E5 is kind of the move I would expect, but or I'd expect a good player to play it at least. Let me put it that way. So, knight E2. Play F5 if I want to be really bold and aggressive. I think I'll just play E6 though. I'll just let him open it up and I'll take and play F5. So now he's got knight E5 possibly. But I think I can just play queen D6 or queen E8 maybe. Queen E8 and he can't move his queen off the square. So queen E8 looks good because now I'm threatening F4 again. And I'm threatening to just play D6 as well. So and he can't move his queen because then he'll hang the knight on E5. So he plays F4. But now I think after D6 I might just be winning. Because if he goes knight D3, I have bishop D4. Or knight D3, I trade queens and go bishop D4. Knight F3, I trade queens, take F4. Although after knight F3 trades, he has rook E7 at the end. So plays knight C4. But now I think I can take and play bishop A6 maybe. Because takes rook E7. Bishop D4 is also a move. But no, I think bishop A6 is the move here. Because now after knight D6, but he's got rook A3. Oh, whoops. That was a slight blunder on my part. Because I thought after takes Gf4, I just forgot he has rook A3 here. And yeah, now it's a game. It's not going to be easy to win this. This probably is winning, but it's definitely not going to be easy. Or not that it's winning, I probably will win, but it's probably not winning, in fact. So bishop E5, if D6, rook F7. D7, rook D8. Probably rook A7, I'll check. He'll take with the knight, I'll play rook D7. Or he'll play king F1, very clever. Play F4. And yeah, this guy's pretty good actually. He's much better than the last guy. So rook D5, rook E7. Although he's way too low on time. I mean, there's no way he's going to survive this time scramble that's looming. Yeah, he's just much too slow. So, alright, so that's 2 down. Last attempt, question number 6. Would you rather A, testify in front of 1950s McCarthyist U.S. Congress that Mikhail Botvinnik is not a communist, or A, lose a 2023 Chess World Championship against the recently converted North Korean Super GM Eric Hansen? I don't even know the answer to that one. I really don't have a good answer for that one. Eric isn't a North Korean. That's the problem. So, I don't know how to respond to that question. Bishop g4, h3. g3. Fire Flasher wrote, internet is really bad. I mean, yeah, sometimes from time to time it is quite bad on here, but, you know, what to do. So g6, I'll castle. I'll just play queen e2. And d3 and f4 probably. Rook e8. So I don't know if he wants to play c5, what he wants to do. So I'm going to play a little bit strange. I'm going to play strange chess. I'm going to play g4. I'm going to play, actually strange is the wrong word. I'm going to play incorrect chess. Let me put it that way. f5. Okay, so f5. Now I'll play e5. This kind of is turning into like a some kind of like a closed Sicilian or something like that. It's a little bit strange. So c5, I'll play c4. Knight b6, bishop e3. Attack the pawn here on c5. Rook c8. I could play b4. Interesting. Or no, sorry, b4 is impossible because the queen protects the knight on b6. So I'll just play b3. Queen d7, bishop f2. I really want to move this knight to c3, but I couldn't do it because he would have d4 forking my knight and my bishop. Okay, so I got him to play d4. So now I should be happy. So now what's next? Now I'll play a3. Probably he'll play a5, but I'm not sure that he will. I'll play knight b2. Really want to put this knight on a4 if I can, maybe, in the right circumstance, but we'll see what he's going to do. So he plays queen c7. Okay. Now, I want to do something on the queen side. So I'm going to play rook b1. Maybe to play b4, maybe not to. I'm going to go knight a4. And he plays b6, and now I get b4, which is exactly what I wanted, was to open up the queen side. So takes. He could play b5 maybe. Probably not. Takes c4. No, that's just bad. Knight c6, I'll take on c5. He takes. I will take on f5. Try to further open up the position a little bit. I'll play rook b5, hit the pawn on c5. So we'll see what his next move is going to be here. So rook b8. But now I can take, right? Because takes rook b5, cb5. Because he takes, I just take the rook on b5. So knight c5, bc6, and he's in bad shape. So knight b4. Could trade. I don't really want to exchange. I could play knight a6 also, which actually looks really good, so I'll do that instead. Queen b6, but that's just a free knight. So I'll play another one. e4, what to do? This time I will play a Sicilian again. But I think I'm going to play a different one. Because I'm not going to play knight f6 on move 3. Or, okay, he's going to play an open Sicilian. Okay, so I'll play the Kalashnikov, which I played recently in the Isle of Man. This guy's trying to play like Magnus, so this is going to be fun. Play knight f6. Bishop g2, bishop g4, if f3, bishop e6. If he doesn't play f3, he's probably not in great shape. I mean, queen d3, I have knight b4, d5 first. Which order makes the most sense? Huh. Okay, so knight b4, queen b3. So I'm just going to play rook c8. Maybe a6, knight a3, b5. Yeah, this looks more correct. Now, if knight d5, I'll just take and play. Knight b4, queen b3 is no good, so probably takes and just like knight d4 followed by bishop f5 or knight e7 and g6. So he does play knight d5, I'll take. Takes, I'll play knight e7. Knight a5 was also possible as well. Knight a5 might actually have been a better move than this, but still. Anyway, bishop g5, I'll play f6. Bishop d2, I'll play bishop f5, probably bishop e4. He doesn't, c2 is hanging. Not that I'll take it, but it is hanging. So he plays queen b3. That's a weird looking move. Just play g6, finish my development. Bishop g7. c4. This hasn't quite turned out how I was hoping it would. Really hasn't. So I'm going to castle. He's going to take. I'm going to play rook b8. And try to play this like some kind of a gambit. This position's this position's unclear. White might be better here, but figure with enough, I should get enough counterplay here. Now I'm going to go for knight f5 if I can. Bishop e3. Could play knight f5. Actually, I can just take the pawn on b5. So why not? Knight c2. Knight f5. Knight b4, I'll take. Queen e3 is always there. I'll just play queen e8, sidestep it to play for f5, f4. Although sidestepping with queen e8 was bad because I gave him rook c7, which was completely unnecessary. So we'll see. Queen a7, I'll play rook a8. I'll tickle him a couple moves. And now I'm going to come back with rook a8 in a second. Wait, but knight c6. Okay, just rook a8. Queen b7. I'm going to play e4. Close this whole diagonal down. Because if this bishop can get through ever, then I've got problems. But now I've got e3 maybe. I also open up this diagonal for my bishop as well. So this is looking better. So bishop f1. Now I could take. I could play e3 also. E3, yeah, I think e3 makes sense here. So if he pushes the f pawn, I go e2. If he plays rook e1, I'm going to go f4. If he takes, can he get away with this? Really, can he get away with this? I'll just play f4. I don't know if f4 is the best move, but I don't see it. It doesn't look like it loses on the spot, so I might as well just go right after him. Rook f1. So what is he trying to do? So if I go e2, he's just going to go rook e1, fg, fg, rook e2. And if fg, fg, e2, bishop e2, queen e3. Somehow I feel like this has to work. Takes, queen e3, king h1, queen e4. Or okay, but now just queen e3 and he's just busted completely. Because he doesn't have king h3 because I have this bishop on d7. Okay, so this game I'm going to play b3, bishop b2. Start with something a bit more unorthodox again. So knight f6, bishop b5. Bishop b6, I'll play knight a3. Knight a5, what's the move? Bishop e2. Castles, knight b5. Queen e7, I'll take the bishop, he takes, I'll play, I don't have to play knight f3, I kind of feel like it, e4, knight g5 probably, so knight c6, I'll castle. If e4 again, I'm going to go knight g5, so plays queen e7, I'll play d4. If e4, I can play knight e5. D6, I'm just going to play d5, c4. Bishop g4, h3. Plays rook e8, I'll play knight d2. a5. Play e4. Knight a6, I'll play a3. Knight c5, queen c2. So I guess he's thinking quite a bit how to proceed. Plays knight d7, so now I'm going to go b4. Because if he takes, then he can't take the pawn on b4 because his rook on a8 would hang, so he plays b6. I could play bishop c3, I don't have to. I don't see any other moves that make sense, so I'll just play it. Knight b3 was maybe possible as well, but doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So knight f8, I'll play bishop d3 to control f5. He's going to go knight g6 now. Then I'll go g3 to cover the f4 square. Rook f8, so he really wants to play for f5 now. Now, I could play f3, I could play queen e2 also. Queen e2, f5 takes, knight e4. Queen e2 looks pretty solid here. Because now, I mean, maybe at some moment I can also play c5 as well. So he plays bishop h3, I'll play rook fe1. Queen d7. Now I do have c5, it is a possibility. And I'm going to go for it. So knight b8, now I'm going to play c6. And when he moves the queen, I go b5, and he's just completely trapped his rook and his knight here on a8 and b8. And if he plays knight c6, I'll probably go bishop b5. So queen e7, b5. And now this knight and rook are just dead for the rest of the game. So positionally, black's just lost now. So f5, so I'll take. I can take, I don't have to. But there's no reason not to, so I'll just take. I'll play knight c4, knight e3 probably. Seems reasonable. And here the position's so good that basically, like, black just has these two pieces that are completely dead. So rook f3, king g2. e4 only move probably, and then just rook d1. And it's just, I mean, these two pieces, knight on b8 and this rook on a8, can't ever get out. So rook f6, I'll play rook a d1. Knight e7. Now I could play f4, and I think I will play it, because, I mean, he's got these two pieces that are completely dead, so I might as well just try and open it up as fast as possible. And yeah, so I expect he's going to resign here in a move or two. So yeah, so far so good. So I don't think I've lost a game so far. Not to jinx myself or anything, but what's going on here? Is he lagging? Something wrong? Bishop b5. Which one will I do here? I'll play e6. Castles, knight g7. c1, a6. f1, I'll play knight g6. c3, I'll play bishop e7. Takes a d5. He might take or play e5, both are playable. Play f6. I assume he'll take on f6. Yeah, takes, knight c3, castles. g3. Which one? I'll play bishop d7. Maybe play for queen b6 at some point later on. h4. Let's play knight e7. Bishop h3, which I conveniently forgot about. So now I've kind of put myself in a bad spot. So I'm gonna have to play for compensation now. So knight d5. I'll play king h8. I basically just hung a pawn for nothing. So there I go, just jinxing myself. Knight b4. Queen b3. Maybe bishop c6. Okay, so bishop e5. I'll play queen. You have to be careful here. I'll play queen g6. h5, I'll take. If he plays, let's see, bishop d6, bishop c6 maybe? There might be some counterplay here, actually. I might have gotten a little bit lucky here, because I think he went for something that he really shouldn't have. Knight h4. Although, yes, knight h4 is a good move. I actually missed this. Now that I play queen f7, I've got nothing. If I trade, okay, d1, knight c2. I don't know if this works. Probably I'm in trouble here, but I'm not sure. So takes, he'll take. I'll take, he'll take. I'll go king f6, rook e5, bishop e4 probably. f3, bishop b1. g4, maybe rook g8. Or g4, rook d8 maybe. f3, bishop b1. Hit the pawn on a2 here. And again, I've magically somehow survived this. Like, I'm still worse. But this might not be lost. I'm not sure if this is losing or not. This doesn't feel losing somehow. So I'm going to play f4, try to make him get double f pawns. So if he takes my pawn, now I'll take his pawn. He's got f pawns instead of g and f pawns now. Knight g2, I'll play rook d8. King e3. Now, how to use these pawns? I'm going to play rook c8. Try to bring the rook into c2 if I get the chance. c5. Now, I could take, actually. And it's probably a draw if I take. But do I want to take and make a draw or not? No, I don't think I do want to make a draw. So I'm going to try to play on. Play rook d8. King c3 probably. King d3, now I'll play bishop d5. I mean, I haven't lost the game yet, so I figure why not try? I mean, I can make the draw anytime I want, probably, but to not try would be a bit of a crime. So now I'm going to try and push this h-pawn right down the board if I can. h4, c7, rook h8. Knight f1. I can play rook h5 maybe. Yeah, rook h5. Because rook d8, then he goes knight e3 and he still has rook h7. By putting the rook on h5, if he goes knight e3, I just keep pushing the h-pawn and my rook's on h5 instead of d8. So rook d7, play h3, knight h2, bishop g2, b4, b6 maybe. Why not? Takes king f4. If king e3, I'm just going to bring my rook back. Probably rook e6, I would assume. Or not. No. Okay, so now I'll take. And now I should be able to flag him, yeah. Okay, so I'll play e4. Okay, Bond Cloud time, round 2. Round 2. Well, let's see how it works out this time. Let's see how this works out. So g3, h5, I'll play h3. Just to stop h4, h3 type stuff, I'm going to go bishop g2, knight f3. Bishop e7, knight gf3. Bishop e6, bishop g2. I had knight g5 also possibly. Now I'll go knight g5. Queen c2. I'm going to delay taking this bishop until I absolutely have to, basically. King b8. Play rook he1 maybe, and king f1 possibly. Okay, now he plays h4, so now he's going to force me to take. The position's not great, but it's not lost. And that's really all you can ask for when you play the Bond Cloud, is to not be lost after about 10 moves. So g5, I'll play knight f3. Try to hit this pawn here on g5. Probably knight h7. Now I'm going to play a3, maybe b4, maybe not, I'm not sure. Probably not, actually, because b4 takes. I feel like there's going to be some tactic here. So I have to be a little bit more careful. So I'm going to play, I'll play bishop e3. d4, now I can play bishop d2, but I think I should just take. Probably ed4, maybe cd4. Not easy, both moves make some sense. So bishop d2. So I'm gonna play for b4 in next move, basically. That's my plan at least. And then he plays rook f7. So I want to play b4 here, but I probably can't. So I'm gonna play rook f1, protect first. I assume he'll play rook f8. Now I'll play b4. I assume he's gonna take, most likely. Whoa, rook f3. What? Oh, yikes. Does he have knight e5 and c4 or something? Ooh, that could be a problem. That could be a big problem. So c4, queen a2, cd3, king e1. I'm kind of hanging on, kind of. c3, I play bishop c1. So he takes, king d1, he has queen a4, so I've got to go king e1. So let's see. So what does he have here? So he goes rook c8, but now I'm going to get f4. Now I'm going to be able to open it up again. Now it's going to go the other way. Now he's probably in trouble here because now I go rook c1. Rook c1, knight e3 maybe. So I got to be careful. Let's see. Okay, so rook c1, knight e3. Takes rook f2. I think I'm holding on here. So I'm going to exchange. I'm going to play rook f2. See what he plans to do here. Takes, now I go bishop f1. But now he's got knight c2. Shoot. Knight c2, knight e3 is probably a draw. I don't have to take the draw if he gets really low on time here, though. So plays knight g5. Now rook f4, there are no tricks, right? Rook f4. Bishop d6 maybe? Okay, I'm just going to take this pawn on d3. I'm not sure if it's best, but rook f3. But now when I take, he's got knight g2, king f1. I'm just gonna flag him. So queen f3, queen c2 maybe. Queen f8, queen f2. The Bond Cloud lives. Another win. Wow, that was pretty rough, but somehow I survived that. That was not very good, but you know, a win is a win. And I'm trying to have fun for you guys anyway. Otherwise, what's the point of playing online? Okay, so we're probably gonna have a repeat, play the same line we played last game. Last game was not very good, obviously. Let me try to remember how these lines go. Play knight g6 again. There should be 7, 4. I'll take. Play d5. 5. I'm just gonna play. This time I want to do something different. So how do I do something different that isn't just bad? Not sure if I can. Okay, I'll play knight h4. Why not? g3. I could play bishop g5 here, maybe. I think I will. Takes. F4, queen e7. Now I want to go queen b4. He'll probably play a3 though and stop that. But we'll see. Yeah, he does. So I'll play b5. Probably knight c3. I'll just castle. I had queen a7 actually. Maybe I should have gone queen a7 first. Okay, f5, but now I will go queen a7. Because now on knight e2 I can take the pawn on f5, or I can take the pawn on e5 as well, since his king's on g1. So both moves are available here. So yeah, let's see what's he gonna do. So he plays knight e2. I think I'm just going to take the pawn on e5. Taking on f5 was fine too, but I think taking on e5 makes more sense. And here if he takes on e6, I have knight f3 check. So you can't take on e6 with knight f3, so probably king g2, knight c4. Knight f4, I think I can, yeah, knight f4 I can just take on d4, because now it takes knight f3, knight d4, and I'm just up 2 pawns. And now he's going to have to play fe6, okay. Well, he just resigns instead. Okay, so this game, let's see. Bond Cloud here? Yeah, why not? He put a pawn on c6. I don't think I've ever had a Caro-Kann Bond Cloud before, though, so this is going to be a new experience. A5, I'll play rook e1, probably a4, a3. Now he wants to go what? Knight g4, queen e2 or something, but then bishop b2, rook b1. Knight g4, queen e2. So de4, I'll take. And I've survived again. This game I've completely survived. So this game out of the opening with pretty much equality, I think. Maybe I'm slightly worse, but it looks pretty decent. So rook d8, I'll play h3. Knight e5 I take, so he's gonna have to go knight f6 probably. And this is looking better and better, pretty much by the second almost. Like e5, I'm gonna go c4. Like e5, knight d5, c4 probably. Although I don't have to play it right away, so I think I'll delay. I'll play knight e4 first, and then I'll play c4 next move, because here I develop the develop the knight first. Oh, hit the queen on b6. Now this is just so nice. Considering the opening, this is what you want out of the Bond Cloud. So queen a5, bishop g5 is possible, bishop d2. Queen on a5 looks slightly misplaced, so I think I'm going to play bishop g5 here. Hit the pawn on e7. Rook e8. Okay, now, so he's put the rook on e8. Now I can play g4 if I want to. Not crazy about g4 here. I think I might just retreat. I think I'm just going to play bishop d2 now because he took the rook off d8. So his rook's on a worse square here. Maybe queen b6, bishop c3 probably. Knight a6, good move. Knight d4. Basically, I'm going to try to force him to do something with his bishop here. Like take or not take, but I'm going to make him have to decide what he wants to do. Take with the queen. Knight c5 probably. I'll play queen e2. Knight e6, rook d1. d8, but he has no actual threat here, so now I'm just going to sidestep with my king, get the king over to g1. Now it's just a normal position. Now we just play chess. So h5, I'll play h4. Queen c7, I'll play bishop h3. Try to force him to do something with his knights. That's why throwing h5, h4 is bad, because now with the bishop behind the pawn, it's much better. So I'll take knight b3, bishop c3. Probably rook d1, maybe not. No, he doesn't want to do that. Okay. So plays e6. Okay, which is a good move. So e6. So how to do something here? I'll play king h2. Queen b6. I'll play f4. Probably he'll take, I would assume. Maybe not. Plays knight d4. Now if I take, that makes no sense, but I can go queen f2, maybe force him to play c5. Now rook d3. Now the problem is the pawn's on c5. With the pawn on c6, he could have brought the bishop to f8, c5 with the knight on b3. But now with the pawn here, it kills the options for the bishop. The bishop has much less scope now. Play rook d1. Black is still probably okay, but now black is probably slightly worse as opposed to being probably slightly better before. So I'll take ef5. I'll play queen g2. Queen c7, queen d5. b6. I'll play queen d7, force him to trade the queens. Because now I have rook a7 at some point as well. So I think I can just take the pawn. Rook d8. Now I could exchange. I don't really want to, so I'm just going to plant the rook on d5. And yeah, so he resigns. Okay, so let's see. So next one. Okay. c4. I'll play g6, bishop g7. d6, knight c6, bishop d7, queen c8, probably d4, bishop h3. More bullet chess openings here, so d5, knight e5. Takes h5. h4. Lethbridge Chess writes, how is Naka so good? I mean, sometimes I just play good chess. Not always, but sometimes. Queen G4. As I mentioned this in a earlier game. I mean, I literally have had this position, I think, like 1,000, not 1,000 times, but like probably at least 100 times in bullet chess. Sorry. Actually, knight f6 was a better move, so I had knight h5 right away. But he's gone deep into the tank here. Unfortunately, I think it's already too late for white. I am reading the chat a little bit, not super closely because I do have to focus. But yes, I am actually reading the chat from time to time, just not literally every second because I have to focus. And Mac10688 asks, "What's my favorite variant?" Someone asked this earlier as well. It would be crazy. It would be a Crazy House at the moment, the variant where you capture pieces and they come back and you can put them on the board. So bishop e1. I can play knight f5. Or rook h8. I mean, I don't really want to exchange queens here, but whatever. I'll just play knight f5. Queen f3 just takes and rook h8. And it should be pretty good. Brandon Run writes, Naka, who's your favorite commentator? That would be Savidler, Peter Savidler, the Russian player commentator. I found his commentary to be the most enjoyable in general. If I want to relax and just relax and like drift off to sleep, then I don't mind listening to some of the stuff that Peter Heine Nielsen does. His voice, it's very soothing, just like it puts you to sleep and you relax very easily when you listen to what he has to say. Okay, so what did he play? So yeah, sir. Okay, so he's clearly lagging as well. I mean, he's losing on the board too, but my opponent appears to be lagging quite a bit here. So king f1. I'll play rook h1, king e2, rook h2. Probably king d3, I would assume. Bishop f2 hangs a rook. Rook f2 hangs a pawn. King d3, rook g2. So now I want to double. I'm also threatening to play knight g3. And all of white's pieces they're totally lacking any harmony here. And Fire Flasher says thanks. Okay. So I guess that's that. So let's see. Who else is there on then? Let's see. Let's try this Verticus Vertetix Attila. Maybe I'll try to challenge him or Fast Chance. Okay, so he wants to play. Okay, so okay, this is someone where I'm going to get +2 per game. So this is someone very serious. So g6, I'll play h3. Bishop d3, probably castles. Bishop f5. I will just play bishop e2. I mean, I don't want to think a whole lot at the start of the game. Don't want to get way down on time, so it's not correct, but I'm just going to do it just because. So b5, I'll play cd5, he'll take. Might play a4. Bishop d2 is also a move. Knight e5 makes sense as well, so I'm just going to go with whatever looks the most natural. So bishop c8. So basically, he's now given back the tempo that he had. He had an extra tempo because I played bishop e2, and he went back to c8, so he gave back that extra tempo, which is very, very weird. Doesn't make sense at all. So takes. I'll play bishop f3 or knight a4. Knight a4 looks completely fine. Probably knight e4 here, I would assume, or a5. I'll play knight c5. Takes. Queen b6. Now b4 is not really a move, so I'll play bishop d2 maybe. Makes some sense, at least put pressure on a5. If he takes, I'll go rook b1, try to trap his queen. Plays knight e4, but now I can take and play b4. And now a5 is super, super weak. And he can play a4, but it's just a free pawn. Bishop d7, b5. Looks like it works, so I'm going to try it. So let's see what his next set of moves is going to be here. So rook b8. So now I will. I could play rook a6, but I'm just going to exchange and play queen b3 and try to play on the put my rook on b1 and use this pass pawn. Or actually, first I'm going to play bishop c4, hit the pawn on f7, so he doesn't have bishop e6. So I take away because now the bishop has no scope along this diagonal with the pawn on e6. Now rook b1, rook a1, all options are on the table. Rook a1 looks pretty good here. Bishop f8. Now how to convert is the question. Rook a6 looks fine. Rook b1, bishop b4, bishop b5 takes. Yeah, I don't know why I played rook a1. That was stupid. Okay, I'll just play rook b1 with the idea of playing bishop b4 next move. Queen c7. I think I can play bishop b4. Takes. Yes, I can play bishop b4. I could have also played b6 as well, but no need to rush it. It's an extra pawn. He can't really do a whole lot, so makes some sense. But all right, so let's see what his next move is. Sorry about that, opponent. He says there's always been an echo. Yeah, okay, sorry about that. I guess I'll have to change the settings slightly, but oh well. Anyway, let's go Clippers. Shouldn't Eric like be out there right now? I thought Eric was at TwitchCon or something. I feel like he I thought they were doing it at the arena, but maybe I'm wrong about that, so I'm not sure about that. Leonard00 donated $10. Thank you, Leonard. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. We'll try to keep playing good chess, winning games. Queen e4, bishop f5, queen e7 takes. Everything's on dark squares, so I can't get away with it, so I'm just going to play queen c5, exchange the bishops. Queen b7, queen c5, so here he can't move the rook off of b6, because then I'll play b6 myself, so I'll check. And now I think I can go rook d1, yeah, because takes, I have rook d8, rook h8, mate. Queen b8, interesting. So if I take and play rook b1, I think this is winning because my rook is behind the pawn here. Yeah, this is definitely winning now because he had to play rook b6 first. But then I was going to go king h2, king g3, king f4, and I think I was just winning anyway, but all right, so d4, knight f6, c4, I'm going to play g6, play King's Indian, proper King's Indian for a change. So let's see, so d5 maybe, dc5. Placing, this is ancient theory, ancient. Rook d1, play queen a5. b3, so he really doesn't want to push this pawn, which this is confusing me a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to play b5. Knight d5. What is he trying to do? So if I take knight b4, what's going on here? I'm threatening knight d3 checkmate. I assume he'll see it, but you never know. I mean, king f2 might be the only move here for him. I mean, he sees it. Okay. I wasn't sure. I mean, this looks like the only try. So queen a2 takes dc5. Looks like white's okay. If I play f5 to really spice it up, why not? Let's make this really, really spicy. Play f5, try to really mess up the entire position here. So let's see. So dc5, fe4. If he doesn't take on c5, I don't know what else he can do. So this looks pretty normal. Now knight f4, I have g5 maybe, or even just queen a2 possibly. And if he pushes f4, then I have knight d3. So he plays c6. Wow. So now knight d3 does not really do a whole lot. I can take on f3 and play bishop g4 maybe, or bishop f5. Still a lot of options, or even just takes an e6 maybe, or e6 right away. Okay, but here I need to think a little bit. So bishop g4, f4, e5. Okay, let's see. Okay, so bishop g4 is what I'm going to do. So if he plays f4, I'm probably going to go knight d3 check. I'm not sure. If he doesn't play f4, yeah, I think I have to go knight d3 now. Okay, now he goes king g3, which is interesting, so I'll take. Play bishop f5. Bishop f5 was probably a bad move, so I just gave him knight d4. Which was totally unnecessary, completely unnecessary. That was a bad move. That was legitimately a bad move on my part. Okay, now I have problems. Now I have rather serious problems too. This is going to be hard. Okay, I'll play knight b4. If it takes, I'll take with a rook. Actually, maybe I don't have problems since I have this knight b4, knight d5 idea that I completely did. I just didn't see that I could take with a rook on f5 when he takes. So knight e2. No, I think here I have to try and break it though. I have to break up this pawn structure. Takes, so I'll just play knight c6, takes, rook a c8, or rook fc8 was also there. Not sure which move's better. I feel like maybe the rook on f8 is better placed so that I can maybe play rook c3, or maybe there's some weakness with the f pawn here later on. Rook fc8 had its trump too because it gave me bishop f8, but now I'm going to go rook e8 anyway. g3. Now I'm going to go back with knight b4. Rook d2. I'm throwing this check here on d3. King g2. Now I'm going to play bishop g4, threaten bishop f3. Knight g1, bishop c3. Hit the rook on d2. And everything's just kind of crumbling here for white. Everything's just really, really crumbling. So, all right, let's see, next one. Okay, I'll play e4, why not? 6, knight f3. Against this guy, I'm going to save the Bond Cloud. I don't trust that I can get away with it against this guy. He seems a little bit too good for that. d4, knight d1, 5, I'll castle. The Fosk donated $5. Would you answer question number 10? I will once I see it. What is question number 10? Can you re-ask it in the chat? What is the question? I don't see it in the chat. If someone could repost the question, since I didn't see the whole question. Question 10: Would you rather A, go into a rook endgame up a pawn against Carlsen, or B, go into a rook endgame down a pawn against Hansen? Obviously, I'd rather go into a rook endgame down a pawn against Hansen because he's not good enough to beat me when he's up a pawn in a rook endgame. Magnus would beat me up a pawn in a rook endgame. So there you go. You got me to answer the question the way you wanted me to. Anyway, this position's looking really good for me. I have to say, I've got a really nice position here. Knight on c4 is great. He's got a bad pawn structure. b4, b5 is coming as well. This is just a very, very pleasant position. But yeah, basically I'd prefer it also because if I was up a pawn in an endgame and it wasn't one that was clearly winning, Magnus would almost certainly find the best defense and make a draw. So anyway, this guy's got queen issues here. He's got a lot of problems in this position. Like he's got issues with his queen. Although maybe I should have played b5 first, because now if he gets knight d5, he can swing the queen all the way over, which I overlooked this very slightly. I mean, it's still very, very good for me, but I overlooked that the queen didn't have to go to e6 here. So I think I'm going to play e5 now and try to do something along this long diagonal. So probably if he goes knight c3, I'm going to go queen f3. Now I can take and play queen f3 anyway, I think. Yeah, I'm going to take and play queen f3 because I really want to play b5 here. I really want this move to undermine his queen and just basically checkmate him on b7. Question 11, would you rather become world champion because Carlsen decided to prepare only for the bomb cloud, or be to be rescued from a raging fire by shirtless Eric? Oof, I mean, I would much prefer A. That's for sure. I would prefer to become world champion because Magnus only prepared for the bomb cloud. That's a pretty easy question. So, okay, let's see. So, probably going to get another King's Indian, I assume. Maybe. Okay, bishop g2, knight c6, castles a6, bishop f4, play rook b8, c1, bishop g4, d5, knight a5, probably knight d2, I would assume. c5, h3, bishop d7. I'm going to play b5 next move, almost certainly b5. Use this rook on b8, since the rook on b8 is very well placed to create threats here. And if he goes to e5, I'm going to have knight h5. So we'll see what he's going to try to do. So he plays b3. I think I'll take. Takes with a pawn. Probably I'm just going to go rook b4. Queen e2. Play rook b2 now. Again, if e5, I always have knight h5. So I'm not sure my rook on b2 creates any threats here. Yeah, g4 is a solid move. But now I think I can go e5 maybe. And if he takes, I take with the bishop, and c4 is weak. If he moves the bishop back to e3, well, such is life. Play h5. Probably g5, or he's going to play f3. Okay. Plays f3. I'll put my queen on e7. Actually, I probably should put my queen on c7 so that I could... my queen is on c7. I could go like queen b7 after he plays this rook b1. Whereas now I can't. Now it's going to be hard to win. So knight takes b1. I'm going to take on g4. Play knight h7. I really want to get this bishop to g5 if I can. And I could take. I'm going to try to keep more pieces on the board because the knight on b3. It's better than my knight on b7, but it's also not really going anywhere. And if I can get bishop g5, bishop f4 in, I'm going to have some chances. And I need more pieces on the board in general if I'm going to win this position. So knight d1, I'll play bishop g5. F2, yeah, this is kind of what I was expecting. So something like this, and now I'm going to play queen d8. So my bishop on g5 is perfect. The knight on h7, maybe I can redevelop it, but the bishop's perfect. So now it's a question of, can I do something over here on the queen side? Can I play for f5? What are the key ideas here? So I'm going to play a5 here. Why not? Now the knight on b7 is great because it supports the pawn on a5. It supports a4. Knight c3, a4. Because now I'm going to go queen a5 also. Or knight a5. Knight a5 is also interesting. But, or queen, maybe queen b6 here. Yeah, I actually like queen b6. I was going to go knight a5, bishop f1, queen b6, but then he had knight b5 blocking it. Plays queen b1. Play queen b4 maybe. Or takes and knight a5. It's very close here, very, very close, but it doesn't feel like I have quite enough to win somehow, but I'm going to keep trying anyway, why not? Bishop c1, knight g5, king g2, f5, bishop d3, maybe I'll go f4, maybe I'll take and play bishop h3. But this is very, very close. This is very close to being winning for me. It's probably still holding for white, but it's getting close to being very, very dangerous. But now I can take, right? Free pawn, because takes I can take on f3 with check. Whoa, what is it? Bishop h3? King g1, knight f3, king f2. Whoa. King... Wait, I think this... King g1, knight f3, king f2, bishop f1, yeah. Or sorry, king g1, bishop e... Wait, bishop e3, bishop f2, knight f3, king h1. No, so I... Really? Why? Wait a second. Bishop e3, bishop f2. Knight f3, king h1. Okay, yeah, I guess I have to go for this. So knight f3, king f2 takes... Or, oh, he was supposed to go king f2 and then takes, king f3, bishop d3. And then I trapped his knights, I think. I think I trapped one of its knights. And he has declined my challenge, really? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so who else then? Is there anyone else? Okay. I'll play the red king. The red king 30, or the red king 89, sorry, not 39. So d4, knight f6, b3, b2. I've basically turned this into a 1b3 game, so let's see. So b6, bishop b2, castles, c4, e6, queen c2, d7, knight c3, knight d1, e6, e4. Another position that I've had a lot actually is this position. Take with the c pawn. If cd4, I play queen c7. So he plays rook c8, so I take. Knight e5 probably. Now I can take or go knight d4. I think I've played both moves. I forget which one is the right move. I'll take. d5, bishop g4. So rook d8 probably. And then rook c1. And then maybe bishop c8. But at any rate, white's quite a bit better here. d8, rook c1. f5. Okay, so queen c7, rook d7. So I can play bishop f3, or I can take basically, or bishop h3 actually. But bishop h3, fe4, check, king h8. Black survives. Yes, black survives. So okay, so I'll take. Takes. I'll take. play bishop e4. And the reason why it's better here is even though material is even, black's king is open, black's structure is a little bit worse. What white is definitely better here. So now I'll check. Grab this pawn on a6. If rook d2, queen b6. So queen f6. I'll just put my queen back on e2. And now it's pretty safe. So I'm up a clean pawn. Basically so I'm gonna just play g3, create a square for my king. d8. I could take. I'm just gonna play rook e1 though, because now my king's very safe. So I want to try and create some weaknesses here on the queen side. Now rook d2. I don't know if this is correct, but I feel like somehow with the 3 against 1 here on the king side, this should be winning. I could be wrong on that, but it feels very, very good here. So rook b2, so I'll play rook d7. Oh wait, did I just blunder? Wait, no, that, rook b6. Rook f takes f2, rook b8, rook b takes f2, I have rook f7, or rook b7, sorry. Yeah, no, I didn't make a mistake. This is still winning. Go 2, king h3. And now I can't play rook h1 because now I back rank him with rook b8 again. So check. I'll take the pawn on h7. I will play rook c7. And now this is just winning. With 3 against 1, this is just completely winning. So rook f6, so I'll just check. Or I could have played rook b8. Rook b8 was a better move, but this will work too. Okay, so that's 1. I think I'm just going to play probably 4 games, I think is what I'm going to say. Play 3 more after this. Or 2 more after this one, sorry. Takes. So this is all pretty standard so far. Queen e2, knight d7, knight c4, f6, bishop d2, b6, knight e3, I'll play a5. If knight f5, I'll just... Okay, so now he plays h4. Interesting. So I'll play h5. And probably g6 is my next move. Depending. I'm not sure he's going to play bishop c3 or not play bishop c3. Now I'm going to play queen e7. See if he... Okay, so he does play d4, so I'll take. Play queen b4 check. c3, queen e7. And now it's tricky because, I mean, I want to play c5, really. Knight f5, interesting. Very interesting. That was not a move that I was expecting. So I'm going to castle. Basically, I think my king is better here protecting the pawn so he can never, like, put a bishop on f4. c5. b3, I'll play rook h e8. d5. And now if g4, I play rook e8, rook d3, c4, picking up a piece. So he plays king f2. Now I can take the pawn. I don't have to, but it doesn't make sense to take the pawn. I think the answer is yes, it does. It's just a free pawn. f4, I can play knight e5, knight g4. Because f4 could potentially trap my rook, put it in a bad spot, but after f4, I have knight e5 and then knight g4. So rook d2, I'll just play... what will I play? I'll play knight e5. I'll just exchange a set of rooks. Put my king on e7 now. b3, but now I can just play knight g4 if I want to. If I want to. And I think I will, yeah. And check. Because now his king's going to be cut off one way or the other. So after rook e6, even though I have double pawns, they do count for something in this endgame. So rook d3. Now, I think I will play rook d6 and offer him the exchange. d3, king f7. Because now king e2, I play... Okay, so now it's getting better. So c4 takes... Still doesn't quite work. So rook d3. If c4, I'm going to go a4 now. b2. And play a3 or rook c3. I think a3 looks right. Because rook c2, I can go rook d1, and then I've got complete access to all the right squares. So I think first I'm going to play rook d4, tickle him, make him have to do something about this pawn on h4. Now I'm going to go rook d1, because now g3 is weak. I can always like swing to g1, potentially. I think I'm going to play rook b1. d2, so now I could play rook b2. I don't know if it's the right move. So rook b2, king d3, king e6. Rook e2, takes, king e5, g5. Unclear if it's right. So I'm going to play king e6. Because now he can never go king d3 because rook g1. So he has to keep his king close to the pawn here. Yeah, because now I go rook g1. And now once he loses g3, he's just completely lost. So probably he's just, probably in a lot of trouble here. So king e4, I think I can just take. King f4, rook h3, rook d8. Now I can go rook g2, and now the a2 falls, and then it's just lost. I'll play king d6. King d7 allowed rook g8, and maybe he takes with check. Now after rook g8, I can just take the pawn. Rook g8 I can just take, and after rook g7 it's not check, so I save the tempo. Okay, so he resigns. 2 more to go. Play b3. So we're going to have a repeat of this last game, probably. d6, bishop e2. Knight b7, castles. Queen e8. Yeah, I'll play c4. Because the e5 I just take and go bishop a3. Or he's going to go for it anyway. Interesting. Or sorry, yeah, of course he can just play knight g4. Yeah, the obvious move. I'll take knight e5, queen d2. Probably knight e5 is coming up next. Maybe I could have done it right away also. But there's no rush here. Normally you reach this position with the queen on d8, so that's the other thing to keep in mind. I'm a little bit used to the queen being on d8, not e8. Okay, so now here I've reached the favorable pawn structure. a5, wow, so rook c1. And now what is black doing exactly here? Because you can't push the c pawn. You can't move your rook to defend it on c8 because then you hang a5. If you move your queen to e7, there's f4. Queen d7 allows f4. Queen d8 allows f4. In fact, black's probably just losing a pawn here no matter what he does. So he does play queen d8. So now I can play f4 and queen... I think I'll go for it. Why not? Takes. Queen c3. Probably knight f6, I would assume. And then bishop f3. And now how does he protect these two pawns? Because he has these two loose pawns here on... Okay, so rook e8, rook e1. And he still has these two loose pawns. So I'm not really sure how's he protecting them. That's the big question. Not really sure, actually, in this position. Because it looks like he's going to lose one of them. So he plays a4. Okay, so I'll take the free pawn. So he takes. Now I can take, but I think I want to take b3 so that this pawn is still hanging on b7, so he doesn't get like some rook a3 counterplay. And so someone just asked, how does it feel to be nearing the end of your youthful 20s? I think that was the question, if I saw it correctly. As it popped up across the screen, I didn't see the whole question, but assuming that question was directed to me, it feels interesting. I think, well, okay, I'll answer the question. The Foss says, Foss donated $5. Thanks for streaming. You're the best online streamer. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm not sure the chess bras would like that, though. Anyway, So yeah, so as the question goes, I mean, all right. So nearing the end of my youthful 20s, it's interesting. The 20s have been very interesting. A lot of good times, a lot of crazy times, a lot of bad times, which have been good learning experiences. So it's a bit of everything across the board, I think. I think I still feel pretty good. I don't feel like I don't feel old or anything. Let me put it that way. So in general, yeah, I feel pretty good. But I think the main thing is when you're in your 20s, you make a lot of mistakes, and so I think there are a lot of good things, a lot of great memories I've had, but there have been a lot of bad things too. So there's good, there's bad. I don't really I'm not that nostalgic about it. I mean, life goes on, so I'm just looking forward to what the 30s hold for me, or what's in store. Tonight g4, I'll take. Play rook d7. Somehow I've misplayed this though, because here, maybe I haven't, because now on d6 takes, check, king g7. If rook g2, I go rook d8. I go rook d8, king g7, and then d7, and he can't get to d2. He can't, attack the pawn from behind. So I'm probably doing okay here. Chess Bay donated $10. Second best streamer. Okay. Well, I'll take that as a compliment too. Okay, so yeah, so this is going to be the last game then for the evening for me. So hopefully I can finish it undefeated, not to jinx myself as I almost did earlier. So let's see how this one goes. So d6. I mean, normally I should have the knight on f6, not c6, but no big deal. I'll just keep playing. Play as though nothing has happened. So I'll castle, play e5, b3. I'm going to play e4, try to get some kind of King's Indian attack. Bishop f5, probably h5, h4. b4, wow. Okay, well, I'll still follow through. h5, b5, knight e7, a4, h4. h3, probably g3. Play d5. Try to... I don't know if d5 is a good move or not. It looks very slightly suspect somehow what I've done here. This looks a little bit suspect. So I'm just going to play... yeah. This looks very suspect. I've done something wrong here. That much is clear. So I'm going to take. Try to change it up a little bit here. Maybe... It's not clear. Take with the knight or the bishop. He's going to take with the bishop, so I'm going to play queen d7. Bishop a3. I'll play rook a8. Rook c1. King h7. Or did I just hang a pawn? No, I didn't. Okay, I take and I've got bishop e6. Okay, so he takes on e7. Now that's interesting. I'll take. I assume he's going to go knight d5, but still, this is... not quite what I think you want in this position if you're white. I'll go rook d8. Force the bishop off, because if the bishop goes to c6, it's nicely placed, but then the rook can't really put pressure on the pawn on c7. So this is what I want. I mean, I want him to go bishop c6, because now that my pawn on c7 is safe, and there are no real weaknesses here. So Foss donated 10.01. I mean the actual best chess player who streams. Anyway, thank you for the donation, Fosk. The best chess player streams. All right. Can't make the chess bras angry. So anyway, position's pretty even. I think it's pretty balanced here. I'm definitely not better. I shouldn't be worse either. But again, this bishop on c6, it looks so pretty. It's so protecting everything, but he can't attack this pawn on c7 with this setup, with the way his queen and his bishop are on this file. So my goal is to get the pawn to f4 and just like kill him. So chess 24 20 25 26 donated $5. Do you ever watch Chess Bra streams? Occasionally I do. I mean, I never watch them when I'm playing him, because that's just like, first of all, I think that's kind of cheating, but secondly, it's also very distracting. So when he's playing, I mean, when I'm playing against him, I almost never actually look at what he's up to. In the meantime, I've made a mess of the position, so I'm gonna have to like focus a little bit here. If I go queen b4, rook c7, queen a3 maybe, or maybe just queen d7. Yeah, I made a bit of a mess out of this position right now, so I might actually have to focus. Or whoa, what's that? I take. I'm gonna actually have to focus a bit here. So he's threatening queen h5. So if I take and play queen d5, ugh, this is kind of gross. Oh, but I do have g4, rook e6, rook c6. Yeah, g4 is a good move. Rook c6, I can still take. I can play rook e6. I think this is not really how I wanted this to go. That much I can say. But I'm still, I think, kind of okay here. Okay, so he played rook c1. I think queen g4 is actually winning. But in case he's watching my stream, I didn't want to say anything. So I'll go rook f6, bishop c6. We're back in this, like, this little dance here of, like... Although now I just allowed knight e4, which, oof. Yeah, and of course he spots it now. So I just shouldn't say anything. Queen h3, I'm just going to play king g7. I might have to flag him. I haven't had to flag someone in a long time. I feel like I haven't had to flag anyone like in all night almost. But now I have rook d4, g5 takes. I'm going to play g5, I guess. Or no, I can just retreat my king. g5, bishop g7. d5, that's a free knight. d6, queen e5. Takes. I can play queen c7, right? Yes, I can. And he'll take. He'll play bishop d5, but he's going to lose a bunch of pawns. This probably still is a draw, oddly enough, maybe, with a 3 versus 1, but I'm definitely not going to give him a draw here. And anyway, yeah, okay, whew, that was that was a tough last game actually. So anyway, I guess that means I actually won every game tonight. That was not what that's pretty surprising. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I think, or actually, I think I heard another donation come in. Chess2425 6 donated $5. When did you decide to retire the legendary Capilano Bridge? Who is the I can't see the end of the question. I assume you mean who is the best now. Yeah. So to answer that question, I stopped playing on ICC probably about 3 years ago. It just seems like most of the best players have been migrating towards chess.com in general over the past couple of years. So yeah. So it was probably like 2014 when I stopped using the account. As far as who's the best now, I don't know. I haven't actually looked closely at who's still playing on ICC, but if I had to take a guess, probably like Grishchuk or Mamedyarov, since I think they're both still playing on there. One of those two. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I think I'll probably be back on Saturday is my guess. Saturday in the afternoon, I'm going to say something like noon or 1 p.m., sometime around then. Assuming there's not a Yankees game, that is. If there's no Yankees game, if they win Game 6 tomorrow, then everything will kind of get back to normal. But I'm going to say that most likely I'll be around on Saturday afternoon. So that's when I'm going to do my next stream, as I said. Unless the Yankees win, or unless the Yankees lose tomorrow night, in which case it might be Sunday or it'll be something slightly different. But that's that at any rate. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I'll be back soon. So have a good evening, everyone. Adios.